Everybody
We
say
have
hi to H Dubs, who says they're just here to roast the GM.
That's my friend. Thanks, Heather. I'm definitely not panicking.
I am excited to get into all of this. This is the most I've prepared for a character, in that I prepared for this character.
Who's got the audio coming through from the stream? Because I can hear the echo.
Not sure.
Who is it?
Cool.
Oh, I think it's Fox when she unmutes.
I'm not.
Let's try it again.
Hello?
It's because my iPad that I'm using to watch had its volume up. My bad.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Listen, I am this close to a mental breakdown. Try me.
Anytime you feel like breaking down, just look at the pretty pink color in my background and know that I did it just to color match my ping on the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of that.
That's
I'm very
cute.
proud of that. It's relaxing me, truly. It's giving Barbie.
And if that doesn't work, I will throw treats on the bed and Gimli will be in the background for you to stare at.
This is all a GM could ask for, supportive friends.
Oh my
shit.
god, we just spilled his treats everywhere. Gimli, clean up on aisle 6.
Well, I hope everybody's excited. I think let's just go ahead and start.
Very much so.
Welcome,
100%
to our session 0. This is my campaign. This campaign is... I'm just going to do a little bit of info before we get into the players. The setting is Empires of the Silk Road by Historic Arcanum. They're really amazing to let us use their music and the soundtrack that they created, and they did all the stuff for, and they said we're allowed to use it, so I'm really excited. Yeah, and this modular campaign is called Herald of Rain. Feel free to check them out. They're fucking sick. Other than that, I say let's just go around and introduce ourselves. My name is Fox, Foxish. I shall be the Dungeon Master. And, let's start with you, mister. From left to right, we go with Booty.
I was going to say, there's 4 misters. I am coming for that Booty, or Zach, you'll also hear people call me. But in this game, you'll hear me be called Hakim. And I pass to the person next to me, which is... I don't know whether to call you Azrael or Donnie.
Just go with Azrael.
Both work. As has been said, I am Azrael, aka Donnie, or Donnie, aka Azrael, whatever. I am Derek, the Eloquence Bard, who hopes to drive Fox insane with every social interaction we ever have.
You might get there. You're gonna regret it, but you might get there. Let's go over to Amber.
Me? Did you say Amber? Oh, I'm Amber, also known as Minfa. I'm playing Arion Shara, who is a masked warrior fighter lady. And my horse is Gala, and I'm super excited.
Let's go over to Shock.
Hello, hello. I'm Nathan. I go by Shock Trooper, and I'll be in here as Fenric Luminarch, a little halfling who spreads a little chaos wherever he goes.
Along with my heart rate, that leaves us with Dan.
I'm Danneskjold. They may call me Frank at sometimes from another campaign, but I'll be playing Nicomund the Red, who's a barbarian from the Mari tribes up in the kind of pre-Russian area up at the end of the Volga River.
Alright, those are our 5 players. This is our session 0, so we're gonna do a little bit of questions, a little couple things we want to go through. We're gonna stream it because some of us thought, hey, we don't always see streamers sharing their session 0, and sometimes there are things we need to check off. table rules and consent we've both done off camera. Let's go with lines and veils, just to cover things of how we will handle certain difficult topics. So lines is we totally don't cover them. Veils is we will cover them partially. I already sent you all the forms, and we've each selected what is what. Just to let you know what I call them. Yeah. The next thing I wanted to ask is for our stats. I know everybody has rolled their stats. Is everybody happy with your stats, all stat blocks, or do we want to try like a collective block of stats that we all share? So I would combine both, like having a common. It's basically a combination of point buy and rolling. So I have every single person here roll 46, pick the best three. So each of us rolls a single number for a statistic, and then collectively we combine all of our 5-6 rolls and we use that. So everybody's kind of at the same level, but you have differences. So I want to leave that up to you guys. You want to stick with what you've rolled or try out this new thing?
I kind of like Derek where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like my character where it is, but I also would be really interested to see what that turned out as. And, like, have the option of keeping, you know what I mean? Like, if we see what it is and everybody really likes it, then to go with that. And, or if we see what it is and everybody hates it, I'm just curious to see what it would look like.
Yeah, we can always do like a little experiment. We got time for that.
Yeah, I'm okay with either personally.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
great.
I kind of like where Nicomund's at, but he has 2 dump stats currently, and it's hurting a little bit. So
Definitely
Role play
not-
harder, bro.
Did not check all of your sheets just to make sure there's nobody that's severely like behind. And let me just say, it's gonna be rough. But yes, so let's do a little trial run version of that. We can use Foundry for this. Let's go with
My thing
one
is
at a
going to be
time.
reloading.
Yeah, no worries. I'll write down the stat blocks, so we'll just do all at once. Who wants to go first? You just need to roll 4d6, and we'll take
Do we need to
the
do
top
it
3.
Frank
together
will
or
go
separate?
first.
Separately
Separate.
can be. We just do one at a time.
Okay.
Because I hate math.
Ooh, okay,
So
okay.
that's a 15. Okay,
Good
we
roll,
got a 15.
good roll. Way to start.
Wait, hold on.
14.
We gotta take
14,
3
because
best.
there's a 1 in there, so it's a 14.
14. Okay.
Good roll.
Thank you for
Still
doing
good
the
roll.
math. Next person, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Go for Amber.
I have to switch my dice.
Good roll.
Ooh,
That
15.
is a 15.
Good roll. I like it.
Okay. We're
Starting
starting
off
off strong.
I'll come in and ruin the whole thing.
Get it, buddy.
I knew it.
Hey, 11 is a good dump. 11 is a good
It'd be a
dump, though.
9
That's
because
9.
you'd have to
That's
take
a 9.
another
Oh,
2.
There's
Fuck,
three,
yeah, never mind.
3 threes and a 2.
I didn't even look at them.
9's not
Nine
bad.
is
One
not-
ability
Nine's a good-
score improvement, and you're even.
Yep,
Uh-huh.
9's a good dump.
I'm gonna
Next person.
see if this works. I don't know if it will.
Oh, you roll 46, keep highest?
Keep high 3.
Yeah. We could try
Oh,
it.
that's a good idea. Ooh.
That's a nice roll.
Yep,
13.
13.
Okay.
And the formula works. So
Yeah.
yeah, just add in KH3 to your rolls.
4D08/roll.
You can click
4d6
4d6.
You see that little
and
dice
then
tray
add
in the
the
bottom right?
formula
Yeah.
afterward.
I wanted to type it
Whatever you
because
say.
we
yeah.
all know I roll the poorest here. So
Everybody thinks that.
hey,
But,
not bad.
Yeah, that's a solid 15.
Holy shit, man. 15, 16. No.
We got 5 so
14,
far.
15,
9,
9,
13,
13,
15.
15.
How many stats do people have? I'm the dungeon master. I know things.
6.
6.
So you gotta
need to
roll
roll a 1. Now you need to roll 1.
4d6
KH.
KH3. God, I can't wait.
Look at
to fuck
Donnie
this
for the
up.
win on the fucking formula.
Yeah.
Dude.
Nice.
Okay.
Only 14. So yeah. See, I told you.
I mean,
I gotta come in here and ruin the whole thing.
no, but you have to have a dump. You have to have a dump. Or
True.
For RP.
yeah,
Mhm.
see, I'm the person that if I roll a couple of stats, if I get like a really high one and then a mid where like it's like a couple of high and then like one really low, I'm taking the one really low.
Yeah.
Every time.
So we
Yeah, I
have
like having
15,
one.
15, 14, 14. We have a 13 and a 9.
No, we have
So-
14, 14, 15. Oh yeah, 15,
So-
15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15,
Yeah.
15, 14, 14,
Oh,
13,
God.
9.
Why did
Okay,
I
yeah.
So
forget pan to token speaker?
I
Yeah,
still don't know
that's-
how to disable that.
That
It's
was
under-
the first thing I clicked off.
It's under the core rules.
Yeah, you just have to open the settings and then scroll down a little bit. It's right there. You don't have to go anywhere else for it.
So I'm okay with those stats.
Yeah, that would actually improve me a little bit.
I think that keeps me about where I'm at already, so I'm perfectly fine with that if it helps other people.
So we have 3 on board.
So this would be like we all take that same stat line?
You don't. You
Yeah.
can choose
how
where
would-
where they go, but you use these numbers.
Oh, I understand now.
Like it doesn't have
It
to
just
be a
makes everything kind of fair.
Yeah.
Well, my
Like, so
current
you can't
stat
see.
line is 13, 9, 15, 9, 12, 17. So I'd lose a hair on.
Well,
no,
no, because
actually,
you're not including your bonuses from your creation.
no, that's without the bonuses.
Oh, okay.
So I'd lose a little on my main stat, but to not have 2 9s would be nice. So I'll vote for it, but I'm good either way.
So we got 1 4. Anybody
I'm for.
against?
It's like,
Okay.
I'm for it.
I kind of want
Uh-huh.
both. It's like I'm kind of for it, but I'm also like slightly disappointed because
So an undecided.
mine's very much on both sides of the scale. I've got my stat line without bonuses is 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 18.
But we have 5 people here that are voting. Somebody's gonna have to tie break.
I know.
Azrael.
So it's 15, 15, 14, 14, 13, 9.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty solid base. But I kind of like my wacky. I'm really good at my one thing, and I'm crap at most everything else.
I'll go either way, honestly. I think I prefer my original stat line, but this one actually makes me better overall.
Mm-hmm.
But I lose a point in charisma, which just makes me a sad bard.
Yeah, but
Are
it's
you
only
rolling
for
as me?
it's only for a level.
You assume I didn't have plans for that first level?
Yeah, but it's level 4, man.
Yeah, but there's
We don't have to. We can stick. The choice is.
If the majority
it's
says
like
to go for it,
partial.
let's go for it.
Seems like it is.
Then let's
I
go
mean,
for it.
it makes me better.
Mm-hmm. Does
Except
somebody want to
for, yeah,
gamble
like my
and
main.
change their role once? I will give
Nope.
one chance for someone to gamble and change their role.
Shock.
I'm going with that.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
the worst? We all have a really bad dump
Yeah.
stat. Yeah.
You want to do that?
Go
Let's
ahead,
go.
Shock. Do it.
Shock, do it.
That would
Get
be
us
the
at 18.
Like,
Just don't roll 4 ones, right?
Yeah.
don't
As
say
long
that
as
shit,
don't do
dude.
that.
roll 4 ones. I'm here for
Fuck.
the
We've already
chaos.
talked about this.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
13. So it's a little better.
Yeah.
I don't want
Do you wanna-
the 9 to turn to a 13.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do not
That's
want
a
the
good
9 to
point.
turn to a 13. I'd be fine with one of the 15s or the 13 or the 14s going to a 13, but not the 9.
So keep
I
the
agree.
original stat line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep the 15, 15, 14, 14, 13, 9.
Oh. I'm really torn because there is the nice thing about being generically good at stuff, but I kind of like my wackiness.
We're gonna have to make a choice.
And can we do
Okay,
like
how
a
about-
partial where like everybody else can choose, like if you want to, or is it like everybody has to
It's
take it?
all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Just do it all.
so
Let's all just go for it.
I can switch. I can give you a 16, 15, 14, 14, 12, 9.
Deal.
Okay.
Wait, what was it?
One of the 15s becomes a 16, and the 13 becomes a 12.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
a
fine
little
with that.
balance, a balance from the DM. All right. So is that approved all around? Because I know you got
Yep.
plans for your characters.
Yeah. So do we need to
Okay,
go in
so go
D&D
ahead.
Beyond and change those?
Yep.
No. Or
Well,
you
I'm
can do that,
changing
or I
mine
can-
on D&D Beyond, but yeah.
We can also do it here. It's not hard.
It's
No,
really
I know,
easy,
but
so
I
you can
am
just
going
go-
to go into D&D Beyond and change it.
It's easy enough to just go into the override and tell it that these are the numbers now.
At the same time, then I might want to move stuff around, like racial bonuses or
Mhm.
background bonuses, right?
I will give you guys like time, so go ahead and do that and let me know when you're done. How about that?
So now we have 16, 15.
Somebody. Oh, there it is. Never mind. 16, 15, 14. That actually helped
These
me.
are majority double digits. Honestly, like Heather, can you imagine if any of your characters had these stat rolls?
14,
We're pretty
12.
balanced.
That actually
That's
like
nice.
barely
So,
changed my character at all. So
It just means I lose my 20, which sucks.
my dump
That
stats
makes-
got slightly worse,
18.
but my like side stats got slightly better.
Hey, it might help you not die, you know? It might not be as powerful, but it makes
So-
sense in this setting. You get
No,
your
that
level.
actually helps me a lot. I was asking Fox for special considerations because of my 2 dump stats,
Mm.
which I will actually go and fix now while I'm looking at it.
9, 12, 14, 14, 15, 16.
When you're done, let me know that I can re-import your characters.
I'm done with mine.
I'm done with mine.
14.
It actually gave me more HP.
Oh yeah, no, there's going to be some like nice things about it. But it's 9, 14, 12, 14, 14, 15, 16. 15, 16.
I mean, I like this style line. 18, 16, 14, 14, 12, 9.
He's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is much better. Or do I want to? This is not fun.
Derek is good. That is the
Nicomund's
wrong language
good.
for Derek.
Yep, no kidding. I was like, where did your Italian go? You are
Just
supposed
curious,
to have
is
the
anybody else doing accents?
I can't do accents. Are you kidding?
I looked up videos how to do Italian without sounding like Mario.
And the
I
answer
love-
is
It's me.
Alright,
It does not work.
Okay,
Yeah, that's one of
I'm
those
good.
I'd love to try, but I'm not. I've never been very good
maybe
at
I'm
that.
not good. Never mind, I'm not good. Just a second. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm importing Hakim first, so it takes a little bit of time.
12.
Anybody want to share while we're waiting? Like, what inspired you to play this certain character or certain
I
class?
will start that.
Okay, now I'm good.
2 things I wanted out of this character. I wanted him to be the type of person that will put the weight of the world on his shoulders to protect the people that he travels with. And I've been reading about Stoic philosophers. So I had been reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius when we started making these characters. So that's what led me to kind of play in the end, changing the class 3 times, settling on a Warrior of Mercy monk. Donnie, go.
Donnie go. You want the real reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
How so?
Salad.
Split.
Deep Space Nine. Garrick. He's a tailor.
That's the one I could never really get into.
That.
You need-
Yeah, me too.
People say the first season is rough. It takes a bit of time to get into. But once you get into it, it is the single best Star Trek show of that era. Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, none of them, like, Deep Space Nine is peak Star Trek. Because having it be, like, stationary, like, they're not traveling around the galaxy, it's not so episodic, they actually build storylines, the characters develop, you get, it's fantastic.
I never actually watched that one.
Garrick is a Cardassian tailor that's exiled to live on a Bajoran station after the Cardassians get kicked out of Bajor. So there's that whole dynamic there. I don't want to go more into that because there's stuff about Derek I don't want to reveal.
Okay.
fair.
Makes sense.
See,
Who's
my
next?
favorite was Voyager, and what was the newer one, Enterprise, because they were going into the unknown and they didn't know the rules. You know, they didn't know what was going to happen. Or not Enterprise. What's the one with Baio? Scott Baio.
Enterprise.
Enterprise. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that, but I liked it. How like
I enjoyed it. Although, to be honest, if I didn't go with, like, try and replicate Garrick as a character, it would have been Quark. Because the Ferengi are just, mwah, beautiful.
Who else wants to tell us what inspired their
well,
character?
my character inspiration is a movie, but I'm not going to tell you which one, just because that would just ruin the surprise. But like my other characters were movies too. We were talking about this the other day. Like Frank was from the movie General's Daughter. I don't know if anyone's seen
years.
it. Yeah, it's a '90s movie. It's pretty good. I like it. But basically, he's a military investigator, and that's how Frank was built. And then Tobias. Well, I don't know if I want to. Well, Tobias was basically Spock. You know, the not so much
Gotcha.
a thinker, but like someone caught between two cultures.
You know what? I see that now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
As soon as you said it, it clicked.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, now for the other campaign, now that we're leaving the Dark Elf homeland, I don't feel so bad saying it. But yeah, that's my other character.
Real quick,
Just-
hand to God. I've been rolling this dice I have. I don't know if you
Uh-huh.
can see it. I just rolled it 6 times. It rolled 3 natural 1s in a row and then 3 natural 20s in a row. So this is
Your dice is
possibly
weighted.
the most.
that is your special die. You
This
use
is-
it in the most dire
yeah,
of situations.
This is the we live or we die dice.
Shits and giggles. I just picked up a D20 and rolled, and I got a 1.
Oh,
Great.
crap! Now I have to
We're
do
off
it.
We're off to a great start.
And then my other characters, they weren't based off of the other one was based off of a movie, Tatsu, the one of the bad guys from Teenage Mutant
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Turtles. But that one was straight out of a movie. I mean, like the same name and everything.
Yeah.
And then the wizard was funny because the other times I just think of a just like a kitsch, something funny and stupid to do, and then I build a character entirely around that. Like the one barbarian I played, I actually built him around the everlasting smoke bottle, but I never actually got to use it.
Oops.
So,
Was
oh
it
well.
the gun wizard?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the gun wizard. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just him alone without the ever smoking bottle is already insane.
It's great. Shock, what's your inspiration?
the chaos of my mind. It was just I wanted to be the wild magic sorcerer because they looked hilarious, and I was trying to not be another artificer. And so
For context, for our listeners, he has played how many campaigns? All 3?
I have played 3 campaigns. All 3 of them have been artificers, but outside of campaigns in one-shots, I play other classes. Like, I'd have made a Sorlock before. Actually, I think I made 2 of them. And then it's pretty much just been artificers for characters I've actually played. So it's like, let's try something a little different, but I just love magic and stuff in general. And I didn't want to go for, like, the magic fighter that you can get yet, because I don't know. I usually try to make some sort of, like, spellblade. But I just wanted to lean into, let's be this little, let's be this guy who's trying to figure himself out while he's got extra magical issues on top of it, because why not?
Is that everybody? Oh, Amber.
Well, so I like the fact that I can be a frickin' horse person more than anything. When I was going through the custom classes and the masked warrior thing was there, and it was just like Mongol, archer, fuck yes, and then you let me have my warhorse, so it was like yes. And then I'm gonna be a fucking animal trainer too, so I'm going to raise, well, horses too, but I'm gonna raise war dogs.
I
And then
love
I'm
it.
gonna-
Oh shit.
Yeah, so then
I
I'm
will
gonna
be your
raise
first-
war dogs, and then I'm gonna sell them.
I will be your first patron. I am a merchant. I know how to do these things. Also, one
Yeah.
of them should be my mount.
Not the dog.
I'm a
Yeah.
halfling. I'm
Actually-
small.
Huh.
You could,
War
yeah,
dogs
no,
as
they,
mounts
the
is a
dog,
thing.
yeah, he can ride dogs, yeah.
That's true, that's true. Well,
Plans.
with that, I hope
They come
everybody check your sheets. Check your sheets, they should be important already. If there's anything missing, let me know, message me. Other than that, we've had an introduction to our characters. Now, one thing we just referred to was this system had some professions, had some backgrounds. Some of you decided to pick like custom classes. Amber, I believe for the masked warrior, you have the Mask of Terror, and I did
Yep.
some magic on Foundry with it. And it should, when you click like the fighter features, Mask of Terror, it should give you like the 3 options that you can do with it. So your healing, your fright, and your other thing.
Okay,
And same for the centaur. At least when you click it, it uses resources.
okay. I'm just adjusting the bow because I couldn't get a bow in D&D Beyond.
See,
Yeah.
that's also what we need. I have created all the things on Foundry, so if you need
Oh,
to switch,
dude.
yeah. I
Did
can
you
just
create
drag
a steps bow?
it. Yeah, of course.
Can you put that on my character sheet then, and I'll just delete this one?
Here you go. So anybody, if
Fuck
you
yeah.
took some of the custom items for the setting, the step bow, you have your leather armors or other things. If you want to take, let me know. If you're not sure, then you can just leave it as it is.
Question.
Yes.
For the step bow, is it considered a short bow for the fact of being a fighter, where I get the...
Efficiency? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Can we add that to it?
Believe
Because
you
I took
have-
short bow as my weapon proficiency thing.
Oh, I see. Let me see.
So then it would be...
The base is a long bow. I can just change that.
My weapon proficiency is my scathing words.
I believe it should be correct. You get a +8 to hit.
if I'm
8.
mounted, and then plus...
Oh.
Yeah, it's 1d6 if I'm not
Proficiency.
mounted, 1d8 if I am mounted, and
Yes.
then I was hoping to use the, like, because it would be based off of a short bow, not a long bow.
Mhm.
So then,
you would
can
get...
I have the mastery as Vex?
Oh, the mastery. Okay, that's what you mean. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
I just
sorry.
have to click a couple buttons. No, you just gotta let me know. You
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have it now.
Yeah, because I took shortbow as my mastery.
Gotcha. I believe it should appear. If it doesn't, let me know.
Oop.
Anybody else? If your weapon, if you believe you had mastery, Frank, I believe we talked about this. You switched out one thing for something else.
Well, I fixed the dexterity check. Well, the dexterity, which allows me to use mage armor and actually be effective and not have negative AC.
That's nice.
And then the other thing is, I was asking for a future invocation that I could select that would let me have mastery for my packed weapon.
Future invocation.
Yeah.
I believe I offered you
And
can get the mastery in exchange. You switch out a tool proficiency because you've had time with the weapon.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you said that.
Yeah.
I remember now.
So
yeah, I
you-
switched out navigator's tools for mastery. But I don't know if I have mastery. Let me look.
Let me change that on your thing. So, navigator's tools, remove that.
Then I don't need that. Or I don't need a future invocation.
Which makes my life easier. Okay, I'll remove that. So navigator's tool is removed, and you want Maul mastery.
Yes.
Let me see if I can do that. Yep, there you go. Should be correct. Please double check. If you need to roll a couple dice, go ahead and do that. Anybody else? Yes, dear. You are muted.
It looks like Booty is talking.
Can I
but
have
nothing
a
is
short
coming
sword
down.
or a scimitar instead of my spear?
Yeah, of course. Short sword, a scimitar. How many daggers do you have?
I
man?
start with 5 as a monk.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Wow.
Really?
I
You don't
am.
have to have
I am.
5 separate daggers. You can just put one dagger quantity.
Well, what happens
5.
if I throw it?
It just changes the quantity from 5 to 4.
Yeah, that's fine.
Honey.
That's fine.
You just become Bullseye from Daredevil.
I don't know how I have 3 spears now.
I don't see the mastery. Do I have to restart?
Which part do you not see the mastery on the weapon itself?
On features or in my inventory? I just restarted to see if it's there.
Maybe. Because I changed your weapon proficiency to include proficiency plus mastery. If you use the weapon, it should pop up. So go ahead and try that if you want. You can roll it privately, and then I can check stuff. You said... Which one do you want? A scimitar or short sword?
For flavor, for my background, which one would make more sense?
If you were in sort of the western part of the Silk Road, would you say you traveled through like the Roman arenas? Was that where you do your fighting, or any random?
Anywhere that they would have sent me to fight.
Where did you start off? Do you
Well,
think?
probably in Baghdad, where my master was.
Then I believe a scimitar would make more
Works.
sense.
That
Actually,
works for
there's
me.
a certain type of short sword that they have, which is called a yatagan.
Sure. Works for me.
Yeah?
Those were cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it fits flavor-wise, that's what I want. That's why I don't want the spear.
Gotcha. I'll remove the spear.
Noise.
Just give you... You get a +6. I believe it should be correct. If you want mastery, I don't think it has anything, but if you want
I
like
I don't think I get mastery as a monk.
Okay. Well, this one you can wield one-handed or two-handed. It's
Ooh,
got that
I
option.
like that.
So go ahead and read through that. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, I don't see the mastery from Tobias on Asriel's campaign, it was a feature I could see that I could click on. I don't know if that's correct or this is correct, or I just don't see it anywhere.
It might not be. Let me see.
You're a warlock.
Yeah.
You don't get it. So it's a weapon mastery.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm basically trading features to get it for my packed weapon.
Oh,
So
you'd be
click
lucky.
the
She
attack
likes
for
you.
me. Do you see when you clicked the first thing, like 9 seconds ago, I pressed attack, you have that topple option that comes up below in the chat.
No, I don't see the topple. I just hit Hakim.
How
If
dare
you
you?
expand the mall, if you expand the mall card, it should say in text the mastery part. So what I just need from you is, if you want to use it, you let me know, and then we do the stuff.
Okay.
Probably automated. If you're not seeing like it is included. Like I can see it from my screen. Is what I'm trying to say. Let me screenshot it for you.
Yeah, to use this property, you must have a feature that lets you use it.
A feature that lets you use it. Okay, sure.
Yes.
I'll give you a feature. It'll be important.
So, fun fact, as I'm reading this thing does slashing, or you can choose piercing damage, and it's versatile,
Yes.
which is just flavor, but I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I put an effort to make that, but thank the people who came up with it in the first place. Good job.
I just
That's gonna be
wasted a natural 20.
At
It
least
says-
today doesn't matter.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
I mean, roll wise.
Behold, roll for initiative.
I don't see it as something I can import for you. Okay, drag. I'll just make it. Sorry, buddy. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but in the meantime, entertain yourselves. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, if you're working on that out, my next question was languages. What languages would be important?
That's gonna be a thing.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
You can go into if you go to edit your character, you go down to like if you have it set so you can edit, go down to languages. If you click on that gear at the very bottom is special, and I think we said you can just swap out any exotic language like non-human to a human one. So like I had 4 languages, so I've got Common, Elvish, Latin, and German.
Wait, you do this where?
I have Mongolian.
So what he's
Common.
trying to say is that there is technically no common language. We choose real life languages to replace it. So your common would be either Turkish, Arabic, or Persian. You guys can choose. You can also take Mongolian as one of your options, or you can choose other.
How do we change them?
Thieves can't.
In the upper left-hand corner, there's a little wrench. You want to
Got
click
it.
that, and then when you scroll down to your languages section, you'll have
Got
a gear,
it.
and you can edit it there.
So we don't take common or the other languages, and we pick.
Pick a bunch.
Well, which one is going to be the new common? That's the question. I mean, I think it all depends where we're starting.
Yeah. So from where we're starting, I would say in Samarkand, I think Arabic makes sense. Arabic or Turkish.
Well, Arabic would kind of make sense,
So-
wouldn't it? Because like at that time, like Baghdad was viewed as like a center of knowledge and understanding. So
Yeah, they were getting themselves around everywhere.
So you can pick
Um,
either the most common. The 3 most common are Turkish, Arabic, Persian. So take your pick of those.
Well, I mean,
I like
well,
Arabic.
Arabic. Okay, that's going to be
Mhm.
the common.
Well, there is.
So
That's
we're
the
all-
thing. You're getting tied up with saying common. There is no common. That's the point
Wait.
of this. There is no common language.
But I think what
This-
he's saying is what is going to be the common language for us.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
gotcha.
what will be the most common?
So we're not all showing up and then suddenly someone doesn't speak that one language we're all speaking, you know?
Gotcha.
Do I add in?
Yeah, I can't figure out how to.
separate with a semicolon. Okay. So we said Arabic?
Mhm.
How do you spell Arabic?
ARABIC.
Thank you.
DM. What
Yes,
would
dear.
be the language of my native area?
Let me see. I guess there's no. I don't know if Russian is an option. Let me check my languages.
I just put
Which one
Russian
is
as one of
languages
mine.
in?
Yeah, you can go for that. Languages in the 13th century.
Oh.
Where are you from? Are you willing to share that information?
Listen, I don't have a lot of secrets. Let me keep something.
I, on the other hand, have all the secrets.
Old East Slavic was the language that they spoke in that area.
Yeah, you can say that. Old Russian, basically.
Yeah, I'll just put Russian.
So then I need to change my Elvish to something.
For you, I'd say you can say cumin because one thing I want to talk to you about, Heather's, since we're doing
Amber?
cultures, we might
Oh,
not.
no. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I'm not used to having a stream, dude. So you said to take which one?
I would say, I'm pretty sure it's cumin, so CUMAN, because your class, it's literally called the cumin, and they were not necessarily Mongolian, but they were like a separate thing.
Turkish.
So, not Turkish. They had their
Well,
own
almost.
close, but they had their own thing. It's one thing I want to do the representation correctly. So they're like a Turkic nomadic people from Central Asia. So you could say it doesn't have to be that you're from, you aren't from the same descent. It could be your mentor, that the one that taught you how to fight and how to ride your horse and fight at the same time, kind of thing. So you could have picked up the language while speaking with her, maybe, etc. So you can keep your Mongolian background and the name and all that, while still having the Cuban class.
Sure.
Another thing I interestingly found is that Mongolians don't name their horses, so they usually actually describe certain aspects.
I want her to have a name.
So her horse is just the brown one?
No,
She's not brown, she's gray.
She's great. They had really specific, but maybe you could have it. You gave her a nickname or something because you're so close.
It said Mongolians don't, but she's supposed to be Turkic. Right?
Depends because her name is Mongolian. Or at least the clan she's from is Mongolian. Depends. If you want to message me, we just want to do it right. I don't want to step on anybody's toes either. It's their culture, you don't want to misrepresent.
No, I want my.
Yeah, that
You can no. It's just a matter of the semantics. We can keep the name Gala, but do you want it to be maybe you had mixed parentage?
Also, she's a
mixed
tiefling. Yeah, so like, I mean, I don't know who my father is. I don't think. Did I know who my father was? I can't remember.
I don't think you wrote that in your backstory.
Okay, then I don't know who my father is. So I don't know. I mean, it could just be a nickname.
They usually, Mongolians, I mean, describe their horses by certain physical aspects. So you can say like white sock. I don't know what you call horses. Long hair.
Well, that's a name.
White sock would be a name.
It's again in quotations. They describe the horses rather than name them. It's a cool thing I just learned, you know?
Yeah.
But it's up to you at the end. You let me know what you choose. You got time to think it over.
Yeah, that does bring up a question. Oh, I don't know exactly what, like I wrote my backstory and stuff, but I never put in where per se it was, because I wasn't quite sure where it would fit.
I figured out a location for you that might fit since you said it was a delta that you came
Yeah,
from.
that was the only thing I said it was that it was a river delta settlement.
Uh-huh.
And then that
And
was
I-
it. That was
I narrowed it down to 2 spots they could go. I think there's one that's in between the 2 cities of Baghdad and Isfahan. That's like it's still out of the way, so it's still a quiet place, but it's got a really nice place. I'll show you the map later and where I think it would be, but
Okay.
you can keep it as that. So you would have, I guess, Islamic background. So Arabic would probably make sense for you to speak.
Yeah, because then there's common, but then do I just leave halfling in there as halfling?
We changed those. So there's no Elvish, gnome, halfling, or anything. We changed
Yeah,
that to
so
an actual real
everything's
life language.
okay. So
You can learn really
common.
anything. You could say hieroglyphics if your character had a certain phase where you learn hieroglyphics as one of your rare languages. It's an option. Exotic languages. You can
Or
learn
like
ancient Greek. You can learn Latin, Sumerian.
And here comes the failing of my brain for knowing where those people. It's like, sure,
The
I
world map.
know where Baghdad is, and I know
Uh-huh.
where the other one is, but it's like I don't know what would actually be prevalent in that area.
So you're saying even elves don't speak Elvish?
No, they don't. These are elves mixed into the real world, so to speak.
I have to find a new language then.
Yeah.
Like I said, no racial languages. How do we say this? No special languages.
Yeah.
So I can give you a bunch of options. Just ask
Okay.
me. There is you can choose to learn more of the common ones, so Turkish, Arabic, Persian,
Right.
or you
Well,
can learn.
because
Yes.
I have 4 languages. I have common. Everybody has common. So I've got
Arabic.
3 other than common. I've got the common,
Okay.
a halfling, draconic, and primordials. The random ones I
I
put
would
in there.
say picking
So
up
common, I
Mongolian.
swapped out for Arabic because I
Mongolian might
think
be
that's
handy.
kind of what everyone chose. So all right, Mongolian. I'll swap that one out for.
You could go for like some fun ones. Do you want to go for exotic languages or normal?
Yeah, I think 2 and 2 is kind of what I had going, because like I've got the common and halfling, which I figured would be like the standard ones, and then I had 2 extra ones from my backgrounds and stuff. So I chose like draconic and primordial for like a little bit of more exotic-y ones.
I would say can go with. We're on the Silk Road, so maybe you can go Sumerian, you can go Ancient Greek, you can go Latin if you want, because you're trader. You had a trader background, right? You could have picked up Latin.
I chose the trader background from the setting. Yeah, so
So
I'll take
Latin,
Latin,
Ancient Greek. All up to you.
and Ancient Greek or Sumerian.
You can also just pick up Greek. You can pick up Chinese. You can pick up Mongolian. You can pick up Thieves' Can. Well, not Thieves' Can is for specific things, but yes.
Not a rogue.
You know who is a rogue?
Not you.
Ezekiel.
Alright, so Latin, and then I guess Greek, because I wrote down, the made my hometown that like it was a hub of trade. So it makes sense that there'd be different languages that maybe weren't always exactly in the area. So I got Arabic, Latin, Mongolian, and Greek.
Yeah, good mix. Anybody else
Oh,
need
I
help
get
with
one
that?
more. Is sign language a thing? Because I had originally taken sign language, like common sign language.
I would say common sign language. We can stick with common sign language. We're gonna basically just make it, in this region at least, there are hand signs and symbols that you can use to communicate to a certain extent at the very least. So common sign language, we stick with it. It's a regional.
Okay.
We'll say.
So then I've got sign language, Mongolian, Arabic, and Cumin. All right. Also, my horse, Shirun, however you say that, means spirited. Or no, means spunky.
Spunky, okay.
Yeah,
Shiro,
she's spunky.
do you wanna... She's spunky. Do you wanna put the name somewhere for me? I can copy and paste.
I did, but now I've lost everything.
Oh, I get an extra language. I forgot from my background that is from your material.
If you're from Stoics, like something that would suit your Stoic character, had you learned maybe Latin or Greek?
I have Latin.
Which one was it?
I have Latin because a bunch of them were Roman.
Mm-hmm. You can do ancient Greek if you want to go exotic.
Yeah.
I have changed.
Perfect.
I also gain proficiency in athletics and insight. I think I already have insight. I just added athletics. If you're wondering where that comes from, that's from that Ghulam background.
Oh, that one. That's the next thing I want to get to.
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll take it away.
It might not automatic. No, don't change the foundry things or whatever.
Uh-huh.
At the very least, I'm gonna drag the things onto you. So, some of us took certain things that come with this, which are backgrounds and professions. So I want
Yes.
you guys to take your turn and tell me which one is which, so I can drag it onto your sheet. I have all the stuff ready. Somebody pick.
Nicomund is a tinker.
Mm-hmm. That is your background or profession?
Profession. My background was trader, I think, something like that.
Trader is one because it's what I have.
Do you have a current background?
I don't know if I do.
Why not? Trader's
Merchant. Merchant's my background.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused because I took trader as a origin feat. Sorry, it's a
okay.
tradesman of Fars is the background I was thinking of.
Yeah, I've got my background.
Removing merchant might remove some advancement changes. Do you want me to not do that?
Why are you removing merchant?
Because I have to drag the thing that I made to put in.
I think merchant is a standard D&D beyond, like D&D,
Yeah.
and then trader is the profession.
Gotcha.
No, I'm a tinker for my profession.
Sorry, tinker.
Yeah, tinker profession, and then the
tinker profession. Okay. We're starting at the apprentice level.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Man, I
mean, unless you want to make me an expert.
No. Oh, the thing is, I made the foundry thing as a background, which conflicts with your current background. I should have made it as a feature. Give me a second. I wonder if I can just copy paste it.
Beast.
Did anybody else go with a custom or one of the source backgrounds?
No.
I did.
No, I'm a charlatan.
Can't remember what I took.
At least you're self-aware.
I took a source background feature or a origin feat, and yeah, I was thinking about the sorcerer subclass, but it was, I don't know, it was interesting, but I wanted to go with this.
Okay. It doesn't look
I
as
took a
pretty
soldier.
because I spent so much time setting this up, but let me drag that to your features. So you should see the Tinker feature come up, and you can read all the text in it, and then you pick what you want for apprentice, or I think maybe we'll start bare bones for now. Then you work your way to earning this
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, I see. It's perfect. So we don't have any of the options when we're working our way up.
Not yet. We're still beginning. I'll make it
I'm
pretty
Beast
later.
Tamer.
But for everybody else, what is your background / profession? Anybody else got background first?
Oh no.
Background, I need the Gulam.
Okay.
Yeah, the slave warrior.
I have added it to your sheet.
Perfect.
And you're gonna have to manually add in the things because I haven't figured out that part of Foundry yet.
Okay.
The text should all be there. So you just gotta read it.
I already added the language, so that works. I just gave myself the proficiency.
Now, professions. Other than that, who was next? Somebody had Beast Tamer?
Beast Tamer.
Beast Tamer.
Fine set of clothes. Ooh, I get 20 gold.
You're not broke. So much effort into making these things pretty, and now I can't use the pretty ones because they were
Aww.
They were wrong. It's okay. Could be worse. I dragged the Beast Tamer one to yours, so you should be able to read all the related things under your features. Next person.
Oh, profession. Oh wait, your background still right?
No, this is profession.
Okay, profession. I need the merchant as well, or trader, whatever it is.
Merchant, got it.
Because I also have that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The thing is, if I'm not wrong, the merchant had things that you could choose. You could choose the settled trader or the roving trader specializations.
That's whenever you
so
level
if you
up.
guys, yeah, later in the end. So if you guys want to choose different pathways, we can explore that too. All right, so that is both Hakeem and Fenric.
Mm-hmm.
That should come up in your features now.
Okay.
Derek is a smuggler.
Okay.
See, this is all perfect because I can use you all in my plans for more money. I take Amber's trained war dogs and we sell them.
Eventually, dude, I'm doing lions and tigers and all of that
And
shit.
bears. Oh my.
Lions,
I was
tigers.
about to go there too.
Yep. Lions, tigers, bears. Holy crap, it's a griffin! Because eventually there's part of that Beast Tamer thing that lets you get monsters as well.
Monstrosities,
If you choose it.
Yeah. So, if where is it?
Hey, quest accepted. Thanks for the shout out the other day. I appreciate you guys.
I believe it's an expert.
Yeah, well, because I can go with oh, where did it go? I can specialize in Horsebreaker or Trainer, but all of the things I would get from Horsebreaker, I get from my class. So I will go Trainer so that I can train other creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I get higher up, then I get to be able to do monstrosities and shit like that.
Yeah. Being the merchant's all about the selling more stuff and not getting scammed. It's pretty much what it revolves around.
Maybe you should tell our lovely viewers, what exactly we're talking about when it comes to backgrounds and professions. So for this setting, they come with certain custom or special backgrounds, certain settings. So the only one of us that took a background was the Ghulam, which was Hakim. Do you
I
want to
took
tell us a
the-
little bit?
Yeah. I did take one too. It was the Tradesman of Fars, I believe it was called.
Oh, Tradesman of
But
Fars. Okay, I'll do that.
I just played with it in D&D Beyond and just made a custom one to give myself the stuff from it.
What was the question? My ADHD kicked in really bad.
Tell us a little bit about what the background you pick, if you want to
Oh,
get into
okay,
it, or why
yeah.
you thought it
So
was
it's
fun.
fine. My character's backstory is not much of a secret. He's very open. Hakim is he was a Slav. He was born in what is basically modern day Ukraine and was sold into slavery and basically was raised and forced to fight as a slave soldier. And when there wasn't something to fight in, he was thrown into arenas for his master to make money off him fighting in the pits. And through certain circumstances, he's been freed and now is trying to deal with the world from that. So that's what the Ghulam is a slave soldier from that time. And with that, he gets a little extra bonus to athletics and some fine clothes and a little bit of gold for doing what he did to get freed.
Mm-hmm. Fenric, you want to tell us about the Tradesman of Fars?
Sure, it's pretty simple. It's just that era's version of basically like your general contractor. They go around and they're proficient with tools, and their brain went sideways. Let me go pull it back up again real quick.
Should be in your Foundry sheet too. I updated it to include all the text.
Yeah, that'd be simpler. Because I just did the bare bones. It exists over here now in D&D Beyond. That's not it.
It should be right under your humanoid halfling Tradesman of Fars.
Oh, on the first page.
First.
Got it. I see now. Yep. I was looking everywhere but that page. Alright, so every town, every city, every great kingdom needs one thing more than soldiers. You are that thing. Crafting and building greatness. For the right price, of course. You've traveled the lands of Fars, seen many empires and sultanates, and learned many of the crafts practiced there. And what this does for me is that local salespeople are inclined to give me a discount, and I know when people are trying to deceive, and when simple sellers are trying to deceive me.
Oh, I forgot about my feature. So I get Seasoned Warrior. You immediately recognize the potential and experience in a fellow warrior you encounter. Also, experienced eyes notice that you are more than a standard soldier.
So it's kind of like RP flavor. Gives you certain RP bonuses, more than it is like stack bonuses. And let's talk about professions, which is a new thing that this system came with.
Really love
it's
that idea.
basically it's basically a job or like a vocation for your character that you can do, and they have a whole bunch of options for the setting, all the way from like oracle to like tinker or grave robber. They have really cool benefits that they can get to you. If anybody is excited about theirs, maybe you want to give us a little sneak peek, just one or two.
I was slightly surprised nobody chose Grave Robber, because it's just got a lot of generically nice stuff to have.
It just
would have
doesn't.
been handy, I will tell you that.
It just does not fit my character. I couldn't justify taking it as who my character is.
If I wasn't a merchant and like because I built Fenric with the idea of that I'm gonna try to be like the go-to sell guy, right, of the group. And if I wasn't the merchant, I was gonna go Grave Robber in a heartbeat.
Min-max for life, bro.
Yeah, no, I did
How about
Beast
you,
Tamer
Az?
because frickin' animals. Also makes sense that if she's a Mongol, that she's been around animals for like her entire life. So being able to have more benefits to that is super cool. And then I just really like the idea of training up like companions and like guard dogs and attack wolves and like fuck. You know, well, because in that whole area, like time period, cheetahs, lions, tigers, they're all like companion kept creatures, right? Like the gladiators fought frickin' lions.
Yeah, I did.
Also, it gives me the benefit of giving my beast, like my bonded companion, temporary HP.
Yeah, and you get other like nice juicy stuff for your special one, I think.
I get 2 special ones, yeah. And then yeah, like
So
I
it's
can
not just RP there, but also you can use certain things in combat, which is a slight difference between background and profession, which is cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because like and then depending on the profession you look at, some of them are geared a lot more towards RP. A lot of them are geared more towards combat. Like the grave robber is 80% combat to RP, I want to say. Because it's got stuff like you can get walking or climbing speed equal to your walking speed, swimming speed equal to your walking speed. The undead don't attack you if you don't attack them first.
Because you've spent so much time with them. They really flavored it out really well, which is what I liked. Anybody else want to jump in?
I was just
I
gonna
think you're
say
muted.
I could go, yeah. I could talk about the merchant for a second since that's what
I'm
I actually
muted.
am.
Oh, you.
Booty, you were gonna say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say I really liked the grave robber. I tried to justify it, but I just couldn't. It breaks who my character is.
That's okay.
I would
Frank?
love to talk about mine, but I will say that if you didn't catch what I said my profession is, it gives away too much, so no.
Well, I'm going to be a tinker, and it says the world is full of broken and discarded tools, objects, weapons, toys, and more. Some of the talented hands in society try to retrieve and revive them and make a living out of it. They're mostly called tinkers, tinners, or ragmen. And I really like it because it has the one ability where you can build up an army of children just by giving the children the things you make. So the children of a town will do stuff for you. And that's one thing I really wanted to do with my Tatsu character, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character from the other one shot. I wanted to build up that army of disaffected children. I really wanted it. That's why I was there. All the other stuff was just fluff in the way.
Good to know.
Oh no.
Good to know, Frank. This is definitely not going to get taken out of context. All I wanted was an army of kids.
Come forth, my child soldiers.
At this point in history, there were no child labor laws. Just putting that out there.
Oh, it's a bad thing. But yes, that's all. Let me see what else we wanted to discuss. Anybody remember anything we left out of your character sheets?
I don't know off the top of my head.
No, that was it. That covered it for me. Oh wait, I do need a set of fine clothes.
Okay. Describe what they look like for us.
These would be like very nice traditional Arabic robes that I choose to keep in my backpack. I don't think there was anything else that I got from that, was there? A book of lore or poetry is just going to be meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
I believe it should be in your sheet now. Yep.
Perfect. I'm good.
Well, with that, let's move a little less into relaxation and more into the world that we're going to explore today, because I prepared a little something.
Welcome to the first goblin encounter.
No, not yet. Let's see. I want you each to tell me a little bit about how your character got to where we're starting, because we're starting near the city of Samarkand, and for some reason or another, I want you to tell me why your character wants to go to the city. Right now, the city is in Central Asia, and her walls were very high, and once welcoming of friends and sent warnings to her enemies, but right now, the gates are barred. They're silent and sinister, and the entire countryside is war torn to hell. The the Zaravshan River nearby is clogged full of dead bodies, and the great storm blown by Genghis Khan and his Khaganate or Khanate as they're moving to occupy more land has caused a lot of pressure, and they've reached Samarkand, taken it over as of this point. Yeah, and the newly established Khaganate has rules, and that is the reason they have closed off the city walls. And for some reason, your character wants to go inside. I want you to just do a little round robin and tell me, as you stand at the gates of this city and you see the guards in front of you barring your way to enter, what's going through your mind? What's your character thinking? Anybody want to jump in to start first?
Well, Nicomund isn't quite sure how he got there, but he knows he's got to go somewhere to get home. If he's allowed to go home.
Allowed to go home. What does your character remember? From last you were, how many days do you think it's been since that event occurred?
Depends on how long we've been traveling with this group. I just remember being at the battle, and then suddenly I was elsewhere.
I would say this group you're part of this very long caravan of people who are all trying to get into Samarkand. You've been traveling for several days. Perhaps, Nico, you were found wandering in the desert in the most random place ever where there is very little life, and you managed to stumble upon this slow-moving caravan of people as they're traveling, and you sort of maybe joined up. How was there, like, perhaps any other characters? You can let us know later if there's any characters you drifted closer towards, or where you would stick as this giant caravan is moving through the desert.
Can we get a description of Nicomund too?
Sure.
That too.
Nicomund looks exactly like a dwarf, but like human-sized, even to the same proportions. Stocky legs, fat belly, big arms. If you saw him from far away, you'd say, that's a dwarf. But he's not. He's a person. He's a barbarian. He's got a giant maul. And he is just absolutely filthy, like he's never even heard of a bath. And he doesn't realize that's not a way to be. He's just covered in dirt and filth, and probably still some crusted blood.
Yeah, prestidigitate.
Well, as for friends, Nicomund would probably start to talking to people, but mostly he'd be very surprised that he was speaking Arabic, and that other people were speaking Arabic too, and we understood each other, because he is
Almost
not
like
from here.
You didn't expect to start speaking in the language, and then you try and speak your own language, and yeah, that's correct. But when you speak to others, it's like an innate ability has been gifted to you somehow. You're not quite sure where it came from. Does it make you uneasy, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
Very uneasy. He's he doesn't. He's only going with the caravan because there's no other options, and he's basically too stunned to be sociable. So he's not being mean or aggressive or off-putting, but he's kind of like The Walking Dead after a battle, just stumbling from one place to another because they don't know any better.
Just
They don't know what
dazed.
to do anything else. Yes.
Anybody else want to introduce your character? Or I'll start picking names.
I can. Aryan Shara goes by Aryan because that's a long name. She I mean, she's a tiefling, but she's like tan skin. She's got this funky ass mask that she either wears down or up over top of her head so that it's easy to pull down, and she's got 2 curly cues that she's wrapped her hair around with little decorations. And the curls are actually her horns, but she knows that that's like people are afraid of that, so she disguises them as like little buns. And she's wearing like studded leather, and she's on a beautiful gray, very spirited horse. Both of them are quite small. The horse's name is Spunky, basically in Mongol, which is Shruen. Shruen? Shruen? Whatever.
Just for
Shruen.
giggles, I threw it into Google Translate and it wants to
Shirun,
call it
I think.
Shirun.
Shirun,
Interesting.
I think. Rune
Shruen.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is looking for her horse's colt. He was just after being weaned. A caravan went through and he disappeared. And so she got intel that the merchant that she thinks has stolen him deals in this city. So she's like trying to find him because her horse is like super distressed, and she wanted that the colt to like raise up and become her, next mount.
So she's got an emotional tie almost to sort of Shirun's child.
Yeah. Who I've
she-
renamed too because he needs a new name. His name is Wind, which is Selkai. Salkhi. Selkai.
Okay.
And
Did you perhaps see this foal or colt born?
Yeah, so she what's her name again? What's my horse's name again? Shirun was given to her by her mom and basically said if you can tame her, you can have her. So she worked with her and has been with her for forever, and so she once they had that relationship, then Shirun was bred to the top stallion because she's really good bloodlines, and she was there the day when he was born and helped with the whole process. He follows her around like a little
blood and birth almost.
Yeah.
Very deep.
It's almost like an experience I've already had.
Yeah, who would have?
Yeah.
So as you look upon these city gates, what kind of emotion is coming to the forefront of Aryan's mind?
She is probably very nervous because she hasn't been to a big city, but she's also furious. So she's got this anger towards the person that took the foal, but she's also very nervous, so she'll bring her mask down to hide the fact that she's nervous, or if she's really angry, then she'll bring it down. But yeah, she's definitely got trepidation when she's looking at the city.
Who can blame her? It's a big city. Let's go to the next person. Our camera pans over to our lovely Taylor. Tell us a little bit more about this fancy boy.
Okay, so Derek's been... I'd say he's been on the road for about 15 years. He's been exiled from Venice, and he's wandered through. I guess we can consider where we're at. Can call it like the ancient world. Just plying a trade as a tailor, and his reputation's got to the point where he specializes in tailoring for nobility, and has a reputation that kind of precedes him as the Venetian tailor. And yeah, he's just working his way through the world, making some money, and learning what he can.
Coming to Samarkand, do you think maybe he has a contact or a contract that he has to fulfill? Maybe someone requested his services for a certain event and he might be rushing, struck for time, or he just needs to get it. Do you think it might be something like that or something different?
I could actually see more, because how would you describe Samarkand? I'm not familiar with the city.
Okay, sure. Let me describe it.
Yeah. Do you have a map you can put up on the Foundry?
Oh, sure. I have a map of the Silk Road for now, but
Yeah, perfect.
generally, since I don't think any of you have been inside Samarkand before, you don't know what it would look like. Just activate the new scene. Bring it all in. Oh, I can just place the party token. Hold on. Too late. Can everybody see the map?
Yes.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Okay. So as of right now, I'm just gonna leave you there. This is the party token. You have basically come to the walls of Samarkand. It is quite a big city. It's been known as one of the best cities in the world. You know, they say that a lot about a lot of cities, but it has a lot of people in it. It's been recently upturned because of the war and the conflict, but there are still plenty of people inside, plenty of resources. Definitely people who might be desperate as a result of the war, maybe a little bit more impoverished than they were when the conflict and all that started. But by no means small or unimportant, you know? Think of it as a big bustling city that got caught up in this turmoil. Is there anything you think might be of interest to your Venetian tailor inside?
Well, I think he would have heard then of the higher echelons of the city. You know, their plight and suffering. He's come to give them, a taste of what he views as more civilization, because he still has that jaded, Western view on the world. But having gone through like Baghdad and heard about the city, he's made his way there. And as for his profession, he's probably also heard of the suffering that the general people are going through, and figures that he can provide some aid in that manner. But again, I'm not going to say what it is.
There is definitely a need for goods of all sorts, from those who are more poor to those who are more rich. There is certainly a demand because things have been lost over the course of the war, things have been stolen, misplaced, etc. So need is definitely there. Where do you think your character would be in terms of like this long caravan heading there? Are you at the front? Are you at the middle? Who are you associating with?
Where are the important people?
Hmm.
While you
One
think
of these
about it,
days.
real quick, thank you, Quests Accepted, for the raid, and thank you, Matt Vox 20 for the follow.
Welcome, people. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
I was getting not nervous, but now I'm suddenly more nervous.
We're good. You're good.
Attention, people. Ah! Hello.
Oh, we're being attacked by dogs now. Right. So the people, the most important, I'd say they'd be probably towards the front/middle. Not right at the front, because that's where the scouts, the navigators, and people who are guiding the caravan would be. You'd probably be. That's where the richer folk nobles even. They're trying to get into the city because that's where they live. They're trying to get into it. Thank you, Matt. And that's where the rich people be. The poorer ones who do not have carts or wagons, they have to walk by foot. They might lag a little bit behind. Those with horses, you like less a little bit. So, would you be sticking in the front or?
He'd be front to mid, making connections with everyone that he can to, sell his skills and abilities and be like, when we get into the city, if you can provide me supplies, I can make you the finest of I'm blanking on word.
Finest
Have
of
the most
clothing.
fanciest of hats.
He's not a hatter. That's very different. He's not a hatter. The finest of clothes and robes, and make you the one to be the most comfortable and the envy of your peers.
People have taken interest. How about this? Give me just a general charisma or something, just to see how people are responding to you. How charming you manage to be.
You're not gonna let me do persuasion?
Oh, sure. Persuasion. Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
let's persuade.
And it broke.
Oh, nice.
You got an 18
look
off
at that.
of 1.
It's an 18. Oh, look at that.
Was that your first roll? Oh my god.
But there's a reason I asked for persuasion. If I roll less than a 10 on persuasion or deception, it becomes a 10. So the lowest I can roll is an 18.
Nice.
The dice is not
Lola,
lit. His luck
stop
is just terrible. So I will say it as this. You first go a little too strong of a start, let's just say. But your skill with people, 15 years of experience is not nothing, lets you realize that these people are heading back towards the city they fled from, or are looking for relatives, somewhat desperate. You learn to tone down that sort of I have things to sell you kind of situation, and more of like, oh, I might know you. Kind of go at with like a calmer approach, so you're able to save that.
I could say
so-
that what I have to offer, the wares are as much fashion as they are for form. So what I can provide is not only going to look good, but will provide you protection against the coming dangers in the city.
Interesting. Very, very good save with that. So people start to listen to you a little bit more towards the end. Let's move on to our next fella. Fenrir. Oh, Fenric, sorry. Fenric Luminarch. You are a halfling in a caravan of people where those who are other, non-human, are not generally looked well upon in this world. In this setting where magic is very rare and those who are not human even more so, kind of like Aryan before you. How are you traveling with this caravan? Are you out and proud? Are you hiding your identity?
At the moment, he'll be. Because Fenric always has an air of confidence and just being proud of himself in general. He's not one to hide himself all the time and to say that, lean into him being a child or something to disguise himself. The only thing that he'll ever do is he does have a half mask that he wears on the right side of his face. That's, covers just pretty much everywhere above the mouth, about like that. Kind of Phantom of the Opera-esque. And it completely covers up his eye and everything over there. But that will be the most he ever does to hide or disguise himself to try to fit in. Otherwise, he will just, being a roving trader, he'll try to be among the other merchants or any other small traders and stuff. He doesn't really care for trying to buddy up with the nobility or the upper echelon.
I would
Thank
say
you.
you're probably towards the middle and end. Sorry, just 1 second. You'd probably be towards the middle / end part of the caravan. The thing is, as much as you try to buddy up with the merchants, some of them are really closed off, especially noticing your mask. It seems to you they almost avoid you because they fear pestilence, or they think the mask is covering that you have some type of disease, and they sort of assume your short stature with that as well. And they just sort of avoid you a lot, is the general vibe of the people that you're traveling with at this time. Booty had one.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Drazik, for the follow. That was it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I was like, your character wanted to say something, maybe?
No.
Do you think...
Oh, if it's my turn, but I was going to let him keep talking. So I am playing Hakim. It's an Arabic name, but those who look at him will notice that he is very Slavic in origin. Specifically, stands about 6.5 feet tall. He's got short blonde hair, like shaved on the sides, like kind of like a grown out high top. Piercing blue eyes. He wears kind of dusty old robes, just like what you would wear if you were traveling through the desert, but it's really beat down. He's not wearing any shoes, but he does have some like cloth wraps kind of on his feet a little bit and on his hands, kind of like, padding. But what you can see of any exposed skin would be a multitude of scars that most people who have any combat experience can tell, like, this guy's been through everything. As far as where he would be in the caravan, he would probably, and what he would be doing. So how long would it take to travel from Baghdad to here?
Oof, from Baghdad. From Baghdad? You're talking like a month easily.
So he looks like he's been on the road for over a month. As far as whenever he came across this caravan, he would have kind of sized up people in the group and tried to find like maybe a single mom or a bunch of kids traveling, anyone that didn't look like they could defend themselves, and he would just be near them, but not in a way that would scare them in any way, and maybe occasionally, pass his water skin to a kid that looked exceptionally thirsty.
What language are you typing in, Fox?
Oh, is that not coming out? It's common.
Oh, yeah, we
none of us have common.
took common
Yeah,
off.
we don't have the common
We all have
anymore.
Arabic.
Common is
Yeah.
gone.
Just click the checkbox beside language and it turns off polyglot.
Oh,
Oh, thank God. Okay, so I was saying the map is accurate, so if you're measuring with roughly 100 miles or so away from the actual city. That's all I was saying. As you're hanging out, and there are a couple of like more poor people who are a little bit less well off, you notice among them is this guy that has kind of this dazed look on his face. Nicomund, what are you wearing?
Well, one thing I forgot to mention is Nicomund isn't that tall. He's only about 5'6", so he's kind of a little bit short. He's wearing basically just the crudest of leathers. That's just caked in mud, dirt, and like I said, what you hope isn't blood.
Okay. Can I make just like a general medicine check? Does he look okay? Like, does he look like he's healthy?
Sure, go for it.
Can you see
You
past
can
the
do
mud
perception.
to his
You
skin?
can do, I don't know.
18 medicine.
18. You can tell none of the blood is fresh. It's definitely very dried, and he doesn't seem to have any wounds or anything that's affecting his movement, at the very least, visibly. So it might be other people's blood. He's definitely got the mauls. It might be like a warrior of some kind.
Okay. I'll go ahead and approach him. I'll call out to him. Hello, my friend. Are you okay?
And Nicomund will turn towards him, wide-eyed, and go, "Where are we? And then he's like touches his mouth because he's still surprised he's talking Arabic.
We are near Samarkand.
Yeah, I don't know where that is. Is that near? And then it'll turn and it'll think for a second, and then it'll ask in Russian. It'll ask, "Is that near?" And then it'll use the Russian word for Tehran.
Ooh. Do I know how far we are from Tehran?
My first question is, do you speak Russian?
I do.
Okay, let me see. I really need a map of the ancient world at this point.
I'm pretty sure Tehran is number 40 on the map. Relatively sure.
No.
To Google we go.
Well, no, I was looking it up on Google.
I would
And that's-
say
Oh, like here?
that's- Well,
I guess
Google has it
sort of-
more over here for Tehran, but there's a city, it's kind of near it.
I mean, it's close enough.
You got
Yeah.
me fucking lost, dude. I would say it's quite a distance away, but it's within the same region. You could call it a region.
Yeah, northeast of Baghdad.
So in Russian, but it sounds kind of like... I'll respond in Russian, but it sounds like he hasn't spoken Russian in a long time. He's a good distance that way, my friend.
And and assuming you're pointing southwest or west, I'll
Yeah,
just
pointing
look across
whatever
the
general
desert.
direction I think it is. I can roll for that if you want, or...
Well, no, I'll look west across the desert, and then I'll just measure. Do I even have a water skin? I don't even think I have a water skin. I'll pat my empty water skin and just kind of like look back towards Samarkand, still very haunted. Yeah, I don't have a water
I'll
skin.
pass you my water skin if you're thirsty.
Do you have a backpack?
Yeah, I have a backpack.
Click on the icon
And
for the backpack. It should be in there.
Yeah, there's no water skin. I got oil, parchment, tinderbox, lamp, ink pen, ink, book. No water skin.
Desert.
I can write,
but I can't drink.
Water.
Well, there was a
That's
lot of water
funny.
where I was from, but
Here, my friend.
Anyway.
Have some of mine. And I'll pass him my water skin.
I'll say thank you in Russian, and I'll take a big swig and I hand it back, and the lip of the water skin is noticeably dirtier.
Just kind of wipe it off on my robes and tuck it back into my bag. It's no problem.
Oh, I know where it is. It's somewhere between Merv and Baghdad, but it's not on this current map. At
Gotcha.
least
Yeah.
not in a steady fashion.
Well, I assumed it was number 40 because there's walls and buildings.
It might be, I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Well,
So-
what about your character, Arjun? As you're looking up at the Samarkand, at the gates that are closed, some of them are talking, some of the people you see in the caravan start talking to each other, trying to figure out how they're going to do. Some people start, like, you see them counting coins, looking at the guards kind of surreptitiously. What do you guys want to do? The gates are closed. The guards are standing in front.
Is there anybody actively going up, like a caravan master, trying to talk to the guards or anything?
He did. He started talking to it, and he came back and he started talking to like the richer people, the nobles who were at the front of the caravan, and he's explaining something to them, but you're not close enough to hear it.
Could
I
move
would ride
close
over
enough
to
hear?
them.
Okay, so Derek and Arjun ride over. As you kind of go closer, he raises his voice a little bit. The gates, they are closed. They are not letting anybody in. They are being quite unreasonable, honestly. We have business here. But they said they have turned away other people too. These people have traveled to a nearby city, a necropolis. That is where they are taking refuge. I suppose I can guide you there, but
Did
whoever
they
wants to
say
come with me.
why?
There are orders from the people up above. They do not want visitors coming in or going out. They will not explain why.
How
Can only
long has
assume
this been
it's
going on? I wonder.
from the looks of it, I would say a while at least. A
She
month,
just kind of like
maybe
growls.
longer. I mean, no offense, my lady. I did not know this when we first set off. I would have informed you. Obviously, I apologize if there's any loss. We can talk about it. And that applies to everybody as well. And he's looking around at everybody else. People start talking to him, and it kind of gets talked over, and he's busy.
Would you mind
Yeah.
if I tried talking to the guards?
So, sorry, what's my? I'm sure you could try. I will not stop you, obviously, but I already talked to them. I don't see the point. But be my guest, of course.
Sometimes you just have to have a flair with people. I will try. I will be back shortly. I just turn and walk up towards the guards.
Mhm. You walk up towards the guards. They are. Their armor's not rusty, but it's definitely dusty. Like, it's well kept, but it's old. It's seen, like, weathering. And they're just standing in front with their weapons. And they look like they mean business.
My friends, I know you've spoken with the caravan master, and you've denied entry for us. Might I ask why your orders are in place preventing these fine people from entering?
It is the rule of those who are higher up, and it is none of your business. Who are you to ask? When the higher officers demand we close the gate, we close the gate. Now be on your way.
I understand you're following orders, and I truly respect that. But I also know what the caravan offers and what they bring to the city. And I am sure there are people and supplies within that would be welcome and would be appreciated by your superiors.
The Mongolian Khanate, their leaders, have decided we are not to allow anybody inside or outside. Supplies, no supplies. I do not care if you are the king. I do not care if you are a peasant. You are not allowed inside, good sir. Kindly step away. We are busy, obviously. If you want, you can roll a persuasion. If you think it's a deception, welcome to try.
My question
Mhm.
is what it would take to get you to turn an eye away from the gate for a period of time.
You hearing this guy, you must think he is rich. What it would take? Well, I would need to feed my family, my brother's family. We have several cousins staying with us as well. Let's say, I'll be reasonable. Yes, you seem friendly. How about that 200 gold? Do you have that, fancy man?
Do I have that on my person?
No!
No.
Not after this long of traveling.
No, I don't. Can I get you that money? Absolutely. Can I get you more than that money? My friend. Absolutely.
Ah, you make big promises, eh? This guy. When you
How,
get the
how
200, you can come back.
let me ask you this. How often do you see someone of my complexion coming through?
Not a lot. Usually the desert gets to them before they get here.
That kind of makes my point. Would you not think that someone that's used to the finer things in the West would have given up long before? Do you not think that I have the resources, the abilities, to get through and provide the services that are so highly sought after? I might not have the money on me right now, but I promise you, I can have it for you within a week.
My friend, I appreciate your sweet, sweet words, but they are sweet like honey, truly. But I need this job for my family to have a house. Unless you can somehow convince the Mongolian horde and the Mongols not to kick us out. Or to kill us, honestly, the moment we betray a single one of their orders, you are sorely mistaken, my friend. Since you are being nice, I will also be kind. Let it not be known, I do not know how to show hospitality. Other refugees have been refused. You could try the necropolis. It is not that far away. It offers reasonable shelter. When they open the gates, we will let you through. Until then, I am sorry, my friend. There is nothing I can do.
I appreciate your time. Just turns and walks away.
A polite one, eh? That's the first one. You go walk back.
I walk back to the caravan and the group of nobility and kind of looks around and says, "They'll turn a blind eye for 200 gold."
At 200. Go. You see some of them start praying and some of them start talking like where they're gonna scrounge up 200 gold pieces without being shanked by somebody else.
So throughout
Arian, you notice this man came back, this fancy man came back from talking. You were gonna say?
Oh, it's just is there not throughout the entire caravan of how many people?
I would say a good 30, 40 people.
But Silvertongue, was it 200 for you or 200 for all of us? Because from
200
where I was,
200 to turn a blind eye for some time. Maybe not
did I
gold.
hear all of that? Like the whole conversation?
It might have been at a distance. If you followed, I'd say, what's your perception?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been paying attention, very least.
Yeah, sure, you could have listened in. He would have noticed that someone with a very nice, gorgeous horse was kind of close by and like listening in too. As for the others, Hakim, Nico, and Fen. Is it Fenric or Fenrir? It's Fenric, okay. And Fenric.
Right. I mean,
You
I
have
like
noticed
Fenrir, but that's Norse.
You stopped and you notice the caravan has stopped and this guy's. The news is slowly spreading to the back of the caravan about what's happening.
They are saying we could go to Necropolis?
I don't know where that is.
Do I know where the Necropolis is?
Let's see. Is any of your items a map?
No.
Okay. You have been frequent. You're traveling this area. I'd say you have some distance. It's not too far away. Give or take. Well, it's not really accurate. It's across the river, so maybe a day's travel. Day or two's travel. I'm gonna say the map is not exactly accurate. I'm not gonna. Oh no, it's right here actually. 100 miles. It's 100 miles away from the gate. Number 8. Thank you.
That's quite far.
Yeah, it might take you 4 days.
And this is in the desert, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Like,
whole
it's
region.
fucking hot.
Having traveled among the less fortunate, do I feel they could make it another 4 days?
I don't think they have much of a choice. It's either here or cap in front of the gates, and you don't see anybody else that's staying here for long amounts of time.
Yeah.
The weather has taken a turn for the worse over the last couple of days. It's getting cold in the desert at night. The path, you can I would say you see other people that are taking the journey. It's not that you can see the necropolis with
Right.
your sight at
You
the
just-
moment, but you see that there's a well-marked path.
Best to walk the road we are given, no?
Nicomund just looks west across the desert.
Let me see how far away it is actually. Near the city. Okay, so it's within sight distance of the city. It might not take 4 days.
Okay.
Well, that's an understatement.
So, like, we could probably get there. Like, are we, like, mid-morning, afternoon? What time of day is
I would
it?
say it's getting evening-ish. Let's say about 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Do
another
we think
couple
we
hours.
could make it to the metropolis before nightfall?
I could try even if it gets slightly dark. The path is well lit and there's people walking. The caravan guard comes in to talk to you.
Hmm.
Perhaps we could probably make it maybe a little late at night, but
Well, my thought is if they have been closed for a while, the reason I need to go there, they might not have gotten in. So if they had been detoured to the metropolis, I would think I should be going there.
well, I would be honored to guide you, my lady. It is not that far. I am assembling those who wish to go. It is most of them, actually.
I don't know why you call me my lady, but that's okay.
You command an air of respect, my lady.
Okay.
Also, that's because I don't want you to take your money back that you have already given me. It's just
Fair enough, whatever. And then she just kind of like wanders off
Just curious.
and waits.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I wander off and kind of just wait. I'm not going off on my own.
Just curious, with my seasoned warrior feature from my background, does anybody stand out as a seasoned warrior, a fellow warrior of potential?
dazed man over here, definitely. The lady on the horse, yeah, she knows how to wield that bow she's got on her back.
Okay.
What about you, Derek? Would he notice you? Fenrir?
Fenric?
Fenric?
I can just change it and
No,
like I'll be
no,
a half
no.
orc.
Do that. I'll get it eventually. Fenric.
For
And
Derek, could I ask for a perception check
Certainly.
to see how close he's able to, like how close he's looking at me?
Yeah, sure.
21.
He's certainly checking you out, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Perceptive.
it's the fly threads. You know, he's looking good, even though it's like travel leathers. He's keeping himself presentable. Nicely groomed beard, slicked back hair.
He's got that silver fox look about him.
Oh, yeah.
This guy that's looking you up and down, he's dressed in rags, dude. Rags. Filthy.
It's like the Silver Fox medieval Henry Cavill over here.
I'd say that it's not that I seem to be like a skilled warrior, but he's able, like, just like the body language would show that there is an air of confidence that comes from knowing that he is good at what he does, and it is more than just being a tailor.
Okay.
If you looked at Nicomund, you'd see that calling him a warrior or a soldier would be very generous. He swings the big maul, and that's what he does.
Okay.
I don't know if your eyes glanced over the very short little person that you see just wandering about on his own, dancing around between different groups and things. From your eyes, he might look like a kid, except that this kid has a beard. Oh, because Fenric is 3 feet tall.
Okay.
So, for
Wait, so am I the tallest aside from the lady sitting on the horse because she would be taller than me? At 6'6", I'm probably the tallest.
Probably. I'm 5'3".
5'10"?
3.
5'6".
Perfect.
So yeah. So if you happen to see me, he'd just be wearing somewhat cleaner, traveling clothes that, for being on the road for so long, doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Why he's not so dusty and everything else as everybody else is, but he isn't. He's just his clothes are worn, but they're just used as if they're taken care of, but they're not the high end. He's not like Derek over there.
I guess I'll just say the gates are, fuck, I can't do the accent. The gates are closed. We cannot stay here in this weather. I am going to Necropolis and will protect anyone who comes with.
Nicomund gives a start when he sees the kid, but then does like the puppy dog head after he notices the beard, and just says, "Okay, I'll follow."
Oh yeah, and I forgot. I do have that half mask covering my face. That would be another thing
Jump
that
scare.
is not very, not very easy to miss. Just like turn my head. Wait a second. Why does the kid have a beard and a weird weird mask?
And
But,
he has a mask.
Mhm.
Must be severely diseased, this child.
Well, yeah, because he's growing a beard at like 10 years old.
Yep.
That, or he just never grew taller, and he just
Yep.
grew older. You know?
Yeah, and so kind of hearing everybody else, he doesn't know Russian, so he doesn't know how to.
Well, that was in Arabic. I
Okay.
was talking to the caravan around, but I sized up to see who looked strong, just to kind of like make direct eye contact as I speak in Arabic.
You see some of those with full like caravans, like wagons that are covered, are actually settling down here for the night. They don't want to walk in the night. But some of those who are more exposed to the elements, they just have their packs on them. Like literally their bedrolls, maybe a tent or two that are like ragged. They start to gather closer and look at you for guidance a little bit. And the rest of you as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Fenric
not
will
the
kinda-
child. They still avoid the short person, but the warriors and maybe the fancy man who seems to know his way talking sort of gather around.
The fancy
Excuse
man.
me. The fancy man.
That's a mod.
Sir,
Yeah, I'm
if
just
you
kind of
are-
sitting on my horse, like arms crossed, waiting.
You see
I'll
there's
just
like
kinda...
a child that comes and just looks up at the horse with wide eyes and just stares.
Be careful, little one. She can get a little spicy.
I like spice. Then she
Yeah,
says
at that
like,
point, the horse pins her ears and like glares.
not that
Little
spicy.
chop chop.
And she goes back to her mother.
Horse is
I
ruined
just
for that
kinda,
kid
like-
forever.
What have you done?
Well,
Kind of
so
keeps-
the
keeping at
horse
him over
waited until I said, "Be careful, she's a little spicy." And when the kid didn't move, then the ears pinned, and she looked at her.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, she's really well behaved. The child
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
know that.
She's well trained, but Ariane doesn't like people around her. Like,
So as all of that's going on, Fenric will just kind of make his way towards the back and just kind of see what the hubbub is all about, and the group building up about nobody else going over to the necropolis. Just kind of
You see the caravan guard kind of looks between the two groups, and he goes over to Derek and he says, "So, if I give you the map, would you know how to use it? Or, I mean,
Would I know
this
how to
group
use
seems
a
ready
map?
To
No,
navigate the
I-
desert?
I wandered here from my home without the use of a map ever. I'm just like, of course I know how to use a map.
Right, so if I give you the instructions, you will take these people there safely, yes?
I guess I could, yes. Unless you've secretly got 200 gold stashed somewhere to get us through the gates.
No. No.
You got 100, 150? You can probably talk them down.
No. Not even close. That's a lot of money. Do you see my clothes? I am a caravan guide.
All
Not
these
a
people
banker.
paid you, didn't they? I paid you.
And then I had to pay for the traveling cost and the insurance. You know, there's overhead, my friend.
And how much was your profit?
Don't you worry about it. You're trying to rip me off?
I'm not trying to rip you off. I am trying to help you accomplish your goals and get these people into the city of Samarkand.
Okay, if I give you 20 gold, will you take all of these people with you safely? And then I can stay with the richer people and make sure they don't die and then get them there.
25.
He's not able to provide safety himself.
That's true. That is true.
25.
He can guide.
Excuse me, miss.
I will be helping with the safety.
You don't know what I can do.
Drop my mask.
How about this? There's... You gather whoever you can, I give you 25. Yeah? For whoever will do the protection.
I will
Who wants to protect the people? Okay, the lady with the horse.
I would protect.
Okay. Destitute man.
Uh,
What about you,
guy?
big hammer guy? Would you
I
see
think I'm gonna follow the guy who speaks Russian.
Ah,
Okay. Very well. That's 4 people.
And then the tiny little guy starts crowd surfing, getting through.
all the people that are avoiding you suddenly touching you.
He says, yes, can I help
And
you?
just I'll just start making my way up front. And just there's
Young
nothing
man.
obvious about him that has anything sort of, I'm not carrying any obvious weapons or no blades, no nothing. But I'll walk
Mhm.
up front, and Fenric will just, hey, I'll go with them.
You will go with them. Yes, as you want them to protect you. Yes, of course, that makes sense.
You believe what you want.
25 gold for 4 of you should be a decent amount. Yes.
I think you're counting one short. I may be short, but that's not mean I do not exist.
You have skills with a blade, with a map.
There are many ways to kill a person. I have seen a few. I have done a few.
Insight
Indeed.
check.
Yeah.
Honestly, also, I don't know where the voice came from. It's just what's coming out of
Just
my mouth
roll
right
it.
now.
It's great.
It's an 11. I do
Oh,
like
That's
the
my-
voice.
I want
Insight.
Fenric to private GM roll me either persuasion or deception. You choose.
Private GM. That thing's still busted. Alright. Let's do this one because I'm actually proficient in it.
Okay. Hakim, you look at this guy and you can't really get a beat. The half mask is kind of throwing you off, and he looks maybe slightly judgmental. Marcus Aurelius might not be super proud of you right now, but you're like, don't know if you believe this guy.
He's very small, and he does not look very strong. Like, he's
Yeah.
very much just a classic
Doesn't have.
young kid type build.
He's very wayfish. You're not sure how he would protect exactly. Arian, you sense a little bit more of this guy. He has certain confidence behind his words. little bit of experience maybe behind his eyes that maybe lead you. Might be feisty, even if he's small.
I would take a chance that he has some sort of skills. He seems interesting.
As are you, horse lady. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Asshole.
Right,
I mean, you don't get around in the world that small without some sort of skills.
I'll slap a hand on his shoulder and I'll just say, he's best to give chance and find out.
right, sure.
How hard do you
35
slap me?
gold.
Because you are twice my size.
More than.
Yeah.
More than. You're like 3 times my size. 4 or 5.
I pat his head.
Just like, alright,
Right,
am I
well-
about to like make a strength save? Otherwise I flop into the ground, or...
You just kind of stumble a little bit. He's not super strong.
No,
but,
I'll add
kinda
that.
insulting.
I'll add, since you're all up close, like, I am 6'6", and I look
Mhm.
like if I ate better, I would probably be a power lifter, but I look very skinny but
Emaciated.
toned.
The lean
Lanky.
machine.
Yeah.
So then 5
He's got
gold
the-
each.
Yep. That's here. You take this, and he gives each of you 5 gold. And please leave before the sun sets properly. Yes. Make sure you drink your water. May God be with you.
Nicomund just takes his gold and throws it in the backpack.
Good for you. Yeah, you have a rough drawn map of how you want to get to said necropolis.
Okay.
I want to know who's leading the way.
Is anyone good with map? I
I
have.
mean,
I'll
I'll take the
question.
map.
I think I have a +4 in survival. I'm proficient in survival.
I have +3. I will assist whoever.
Are you proficient in survival?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, rules.
You need a proficiency to assist.
Shit, I am not. I just have a +3.
It's okay. I am proficient in, or I'm half proficient in everything. So I am the helper monkey. I will help with
So then
everything.
I'm rolling survival.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
take the map and it's like, oh yeah, so we're gonna go this way. And I'm like, just reach over, grab the map, flip it upside down. That's north.
This fancy little man is telling you what to do, but yes, you can roll with
What?
him too. Okay.
Oh no.
Great start. Alright, so you set off.
With advantage.
Yep.
It
As you
is
start
starting.
walking, the sand starts blowing. The weather takes a turn for the worst, and a lot of people are like moving their coverings over their faces, shielding their eyes. There's a little, even with a little bit of wind, the very loose sand gets picked up, and it's a fucking problem. Your horse is used to that weather. The eyelashes protect them, you know. So you kind of just start walking. You're pretty sure you're going the right way, but at some point, once the sand starts moving, the path left by previous travelers starts to disappear as well. And you're fairly certain you're going the right way. Fairly. You stumble on, and after a while, the sun starts to set. It gets dark, and the wind dies down a little bit, and you're able to use the stars to navigate. And you realize you kind of veered a little bit off course, so it takes you a little bit more time to get to the necropolis. And when you get there, it is fully night time. And what greets you looks a little bit like this.
Sandstorms. I'm used to the
Who would-
steps.
Who did that?
As we're walking, I'm gonna go up to. I'll put his name down. 1 sec. Hakeem, and I'll ask him, "Who taught you Russian?"
My parents.
Where are you from?
I am from mountain very far from here.
Which mountain?
I don't know. I don't know if he would know.
At that point,
You
you what?
vaguely remember a region it might be in, but you don't know the exact name because it's faded from your memory a little bit.
I do not know a name. Was a long time ago.
And Nicomund will just go, huh. So you don't know the way back home.
I do not.
Is everyone able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
Azrael, your camera went down.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Let me drag out everybody
He's
here.
back.
Before I drag you onto the city,
gone.
And he's gone.
um, while Azrael figures out his technical stuff, you walk into, the closer you get, you see this crumbling. It is a city. Well, giving a city might be a little bit generous. There's buildings of various kinds all around. It's a complex. It's definitely seen some damage. It is dusty mausoleums and tombs. As you walk up closer, you see clear markings that you can make out eventually of this is a necropolis. Um, there's a big blue gate that greets you right at the start. It's an unholy site culturally. It's a place of death. But you see clear marks of refugees. People are camping all around. Um, they have set up tents where they can to get shelter from the elements. And the walls and the arches of the gate that you walk through, they have these ancient geometric patterns and these really nice floral motifs decorating everywhere. So it's got a sense of ruined beauty, like that's been left behind, sort of. That kind of gets you a little bit. These iconic glazed tiles that kind of go in patterns of blue, green, and white are really eye catching as you walk through. And you kind of feel almost like you're walking through the doors of death as you enter this place. Um, Centuries past, the architecture is old, kind of brings you to a reminiscent sort of situation. The tombs and the mausoleums clearly only for the wealthy because the poor cannot afford such things. There are the remains of lush jungles and gardens and exotic plants like flowering in certain places, and the tombs themselves pretty ornately decorated, I would say. And they have mosaics that are depicting scenes from love, scenes from common folktale stories and war. As you walk by, you see these some familiar, some unfamiliar stories. It's got this sense of timeliness, beauty, very solemn kind of vibe sets over you. Reflective, you feel contemplative as you walk in, um, but you can see the clear effect time has taken its toll on this place, and the catapults of the Cognate as they went through this place have also taken their toll on the architecture. And you walk into by the gate, you see the name that is bestowed to this place. It's called Shah Izinda, which is the living king. Um, and I will bring you to your map.
So then the other people that had traveled here from the city, they're kind of like tenting it, or are they in the buildings, or where's everybody kind of sitting?
You will see as you walk into the city. So as you approach, you have a couple of refugees with you. They're traveling and they're kind of waiting for you to take the lead. You see this fancy archway in front, and you see what you see. The map is yours to explore, and I will describe to you as you go through.
Okay.
Derek walks up to the mountain of a man, just kind of like places his hand on like the back right by his shoulder and goes, "My Slavic friend, please, I insist."
Ah. I will lead the way in.
Okay.
He just nods. He just says "da" and nods and walks forward.
Man, a few words. The rest of them kind of trail slowly behind you. As you walk in through, you see there are crumbled buildings and tents set up, some ramshackle, like wooden uh, shelters have been pieced together. Literally anything that they can take and use as shelter, they have taken and used as shelter. There's quite a lot of people. You look around, from what you can see, it's a little bit cramped. You know, they're trying their best in to take shelter behind what remains, but not all of the walls are intact. Up in front, as you walk through, you see these two gates, and right in the center, this gorgeous marble building made of white marble, and at the top there's the roof that's domed and made with turquoise and blue and those glazed tiles that you've seen. And that central building is, you don't see any tents around it. There's a little bit of a fence of sorts. Some of you see the edges of what looks like stone slabs in the ground around that white building in the center, but
Is this
where'd
a
you go?
well over here as well? Like, is that if I go over to there, is the water there good?
As you walk over to the well, you notice there's like a line of people who were queuing up, and there seems to be a couple of people around it. And you notice one thing in common is that they have they're clutching what seems to be a couple of coins really tightly. Each of them are kind of like waiting, almost in line queuing, going to this figure in the center. He's wearing this fairly clean, like it's seen a little bit of elements. He's been here a while, but they look kind of rich, honestly. He's got this overcoat that's like purple in color and embroidered along the edges. He's got a red head wrap, but his face is pretty scarred. Like his eye is almost probably not used, like he cannot probably see out of that eye, is heavily scarred. And he has this golden, you're not sure if it's real, um, or if it's just plated maybe, but there's like a golden neck piece that he's wearing, and he stands near the well, and he has a couple of like thugs. They definitely look like the muscly type, not much going on up here, but they've got like weapons and they're just kind of ordering people around. Seems they've got some sort of system going on. Everybody's waiting to get water. You see them paying. They have a bunch of options.
Can't tell
Hmm.
how much they're paying for water.
Mm, you would have to approach up close. Do you make it obvious that you're looking, or you're watching from a distance? How do
I'll
you approach?
I'll get to a point where I feel like I have a fairly good view of what's going on
Mhm.
without being overtly obvious. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
You're just
I would
gonna
ask
kind
you
of
to
Like I'm
roll
meander your way
casually
something.
over a little
walking
closer.
by but I am scoping it out, but I will, if I need to make a stealth roll, I will I'm trying to glean information without letting on that I am looking at the situation.
Yeah. I will give you your choice. It can be stealth, it can be performance, it can be any other thing that you think is
Well, it's
reasonable.
not gonna be performance, I'll tell you that.
It can be deception, persuasion in your manner.
It's not gonna be any charisma skill.
Okay.
21.
So you just sort of, how do you want to describe how you manage you blending in with other people?
Yeah, I look like a hobo that is just walking by.
Okay, it's just one with the masses. You notice that, let me see, where's my section? I wrote it down somewhere.
I'm doing the Assassin's Creed of, slipping into a group of people and just
Nice.
kind of floating on through while I look around.
Just blended with a group of nuns
I
when you
love
can.
that.
Well, you see some people just get a cup. Some people of them get bowls. For the cup, it seems they take one copper piece. For the bowl, I'd say about 5 copper pieces. You watch them for a little bit and you see this sort of pattern. And you see him talking to a couple of people. Um, But yeah. You also notice you don't. For now, you just see there's one queue, and you swear you see in the distance maybe there's another one. You see a couple of people lining up in a different line, and you see the main guy over here with the red head wrap. He just kind of glances over to that queue once in a while, and so he kind of takes a look, just checking out something.
Can I look over that way a little bit closer, like move closer that way, just try to see what I see
You'd have to get
about
up
that
to
line?
probably here. You have to get past the fence to see what you see. So if you want to move around him, around the well, etc., there's space. You can.
Yeah.
It's not blocked or anything.
What
There's a
nationality does
map.
this person seem to be?
I guess he seems to be a local almost. Definitely looks the clothes that he's wearing. He's been here a while. They're very traditional with the people of this region. I would say traditional Arabic garb.
Sure. I'm gonna go up to him and literally ask him, "What gives you the right to ration the water?"
Okay.
Well, not ration, but like charge for the water.
How would you approach him? Like straight up pushing to the people?
No,
Give me
she would
some.
be so I didn't realize there was a queue. Sorry. I would be like at the edge of the queue. No, I didn't realize there was a queue. She would not have gone all the way up. But she would be kind of like a little ways back, and just because she can see from a vantage, and just be like, "What gives you the right to
Just
monetize?"
asks out loud.
Yep.
Okay,
Why do
slay.
you have the right to charge people for water with her mask down?
Oh, I see we have a new person around here. Welcome, welcome. What gives me the right? Well, I took it. I came here first. I claimed this well, and we protect it. We offer clean water at reasonable prices. Man must eat, after all. And who are you to ask, strange lady?
I have a name. Just a second. I mean, obviously, I have a name. I am Aryan Shara of Clan Batar of the Kaganat.
You are far from home, are you not? Oh, you are with the occupiers. Is that what this is? You are here to check? Well, none of what we are doing is illegal. Nobody has stopped us yet.
I will allow him to think that.
I lean on that. Oh, go for it.
I would just be like, so you took the right. You were not given the right. You just decided that you were going to do this.
My lady, there is nobody here but the dead who would give us the right to do anything. Who has given the right of land to these people? They have simply taken it. The dead do not complain. We simply take shelter. We take what we need. There are not many wells in this area. Food, water are scarce. We provide these resources, but it costs, you know? So.
Except for you didn't provide it. You just decided that you owned it.
There is plenty of ways we can argue about it, but there must be somebody to keep the wells clean. If there is disorder, if there's nobody to organize, people would stumble, no? They would crawl all over themselves, and then that would ruin the water for everybody. We are all refugees, yes? Yes.
Hakim, you were going to say something.
I was just going to say, before this goes too far, can I size him and the people up around him, hopefully leaning on my seasoned warrior feature to tell if there are any like particularly combatly adept people? I'll make an insight check as well.
Just
Or
from
perception.
looking,
Yeah.
the thugs are just kind of, you know, they might have some. They're sturdy people. They've survived enough.
Right.
But these these kind of people, they go in groups.
Bullies.
Like police. Yeah, of course. Duh. That's what they're doing. So he is the one who has taken ownership of this well because he is the biggest, the strongest, and he has the most lackeys in this area. But as you're standing there, you see another well in a distance. And you see people queuing up around that as well.
Nicomund
And
is
if you
standing behind Fenric, and he's holding the big hammer by the head, and he puts the haft down on the ground like that, and he's discreetly measuring the length of the hammer next to Fenric, like kind of like eyeballing it. It's like, this is weird. Does no one else see this? This is weird.
So as this conversation's going on, Derek's gonna walk up and say to them, "It's like, so I understand that you took the right, and I appreciate that. Sometimes, like he said, man's got to eat. However, you've also said that we're all refugees. My friend," and he reaches out, gently touches him on the shoulder, and I cast friends on him. Could you not see it in your heart to help these poor people who have been displaced from their homes by this terrible war?
Okay, go ahead, cast a spell. Let me see what it does.
Dude, you know he knows after he's done, right?
This is gonna
Yeah,
be
friends
fun.
is
Okay.
yeah, friends is one of those they know. That's
Wisdom saving throw.
DC's
Okay.
14.
The good news is, guys, it lasts a minute.
yep.
Oh, brother. Okay.
I have a plan.
All
What was the
right.
DC?
You know
I
who
had
this sounds like? This sounds like Harold.
I had
14, I think.
What was the DC?
14.
14.
Yeah, it's
My
like I
thing?
had a plan, and I looked at my spell save DC and it's like, man, why
Wait,
does
your
14
Yes.
feel so
your spell
low?
save was 14 and he
Yep.
Yeah.
rolled a 14?
Yep.
Oh.
You see when you place your hand, how do you cast a sprint? How does it look like? Describe a little bit for me.
As let's see. He's very flamboyant with his hands. Like Derek is a hand talker. So as he's talking, he's very expressive, and he is moving his hand in certain motions, and he's relying on the fact that magic isn't as well known,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so he's just moving his hands as one does as they're talking, as in that very Italian sense of things, right? And just gets that little twitch the finger in, changing slightly as he's going along, and then as he's casting the spell itself, and when he says "my friend" is when he's putting his hand on the man's shoulder.
Mm-hmm. You see, this guy, he sees where you put your hand and he didn't react to it. And then he kind of looks at it and then he looks back at your eyes and there is a knowing twinkle in his eye. And he smiles and you see a little gold tooth in his crooked, broken face. And he goes, "Ah, your friend. Yes. As a friend, I would like to impart some wisdom if you would come a little bit closer. Here, we can
Take a step closer.
move over to the side. If you're going to cast magic and channel the Al-Gaib, my friend, I would suggest you be more subtle or choose a better target.
I didn't cast a
You
spell.
are
I have no
you are
magical
not
abilities. I have
Uh-huh.
no magical abilities.
Wait, how did you make it do that?
Had I
Are
what?
you speaking in character?
I'm telling him I have no magical abilities.
There is something strange about your charm, my friend, but you're gonna have to try a lot harder than that. I am more easily persuaded by the golden kind of charm, not the silver tongue as it is. But you are capable men. There might be opportunities if you are open to discussion.
Nicomund will speak up from the back and just say, "Is the water clean?"
Of course it is clean. What do I look like? We protect the well, make sure it doesn't get dirty. Like I said,
Nicomund will step up and say, well, just prove it so we know it's good water. Let me take a test."
you have 1 cup, or I can give you a cup of water. 5 for a bowl.
I'll give him a copper.
Okay. Remove that from your sheet, and he says, "Finally, somebody that speaks sense." And then the lackeys like draw out a cup full of water and they give it to you.
Ooh, I don't like that they're.
Is it good water? I mean, is it clean or is it?
It's not spring fresh. It's well water, but it is palatable as drinkable. There's nothing off about it.
It's
Well, Nicomund will drink his water and then step back and just.
Refreshes your thirst. You are thirsty,
Yeah.
my good sir.
as
I do have a question. Being from this area, is it common
Yes.
for people to be charged for water?
It is not uncommon in rare situations. People take advantage of things. You know how it is.
Right.
In a place like this, if you said water is rare and these people are desperate, there's always going to be somebody preying on them. It's not
But I
uncommon.
could assume that this is like in civilized like cities that I've been in this area. Like if I had been to, like or like in Baghdad, you don't get charged for water in the city for like drinking water.
Mm,
Or
I
are the
think you
public wells controlled
might.
there as well?
I think the public wells are probably controlled. I'm going to go off my ass here and say water as a scarce resource tends to be controlled. They don't have taps and all that in the area, so how they get their water is from the wells. So it's regulated, it's controlled, it's an important resource. Unless I'm wrong, somebody with a history degree can correct me.
while
But
this is going
as of
on,
now, yes, it's not uncommon.
while this is going on, you said there's another well with more people queuing up behind it, right? Is it like a similar situation kind of going on, or is it?
From your vantage point, you see a queue. Yes,
How
you're
And,
many
welcome to
wells
explore,
do
guys. Just move your
you?
tokens.
okay. I'm going to just kind of walk around a little bit, and then
Hmm.
just try to get the lay of the land around the corner at least before I come back over to this debacle up front.
Yeah, you see a similar situation. The queue here is a little shorter. You see they kind of have a stack of wooden barrels, like not too big, but fair sized wooden barrels that one of the lackeys is filling in. You see this guy with like a heavy weapon is kind of looking around, keeping an eye out. One of the lackeys
Mhm.
is talking to some of the queued up people, and you see they're doing something similar.
Okay. And so after seeing that, I'll come back around and
Hmm.
uh, just kind of chime in to the guy in front of the well. So, are you the one running this operation, or is there someone else? Or because I see other people on another well, is that part of you?
I am the boss here, of course. Obviously. There are other wells, yes, there are other groups, shall we say, that they do their own trading, as you can see. If you go and ask them, we offer the most fair prices. That's why we have so many customers. We think about the plight of the people, of
Can I
course.
can I do an insight check on this guy?
You certainly can. Go for
Me
it.
too.
Because
Go for it.
I'm of two minds, and I only have a +4, so I'm gonna use. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? A D-Swan
Oh my god.
to give
You.
myself advantage on this roll.
Tide of chaos. Okay. All right.
and it didn't help much.
Oh,
You're
you
still
rolled it
rolling
privately.
private.
Oh, I got a
I
2
think-
and a 5.
There you go. I can see it. Let me see. Yeah, you got a 9.
Yeah, I got a 9
Aryan got a
total.
9. Aryan got it.
Yeah.
Okay. You look at this guy, and he is smarmy looking. There is no way. Like, he is self-assured, and he's obviously posturing.
Yeah.
You might not be able to get the exact, like, is he telling a lie, and is he offering the most fair prices, but he's definitely telling the truth about the other faction. No love lost there, for sure.
And then like the bit about him being the boss, like this is actually his own group.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted
These
to
guys
check.
are... If you one look at him, this guy has the one brain cell, and none of the others have any of them.
But
So
that's what I figured.
that's the vibe.
All right.
Yeah.
So as I look around, and I kind of glanced over and saw the other group and how they actually seem to be a little bit kitted out versus street thugs over here.
hmm
Uh, yeah. Screw it. I'm gonna try it. I'm going to subtle
By
cast.
what?
I'm going to use a sorcery point to subtle
Mhm.
cast a suggestion spell. Once I actually find my spell. Where'd it go? There it is.
Hey guys, I'm gonna throw you in a setting where magic is rare. I cast spell.
Subtle spell. There's no vocal, no somatic, no material components.
Bless Nico. As you're standing there, as you're casting, go ahead and
Yep, I'm just trying to make
hit
sure I
that
try to
spell.
get the targeting and stuff. There we go.
Yep. Nico, as you're standing there, you look in, and that's clearly a gravesite in what looks like the mausoleum. The door's broken. You can see a little bit inside. It's a little bit darker. The graves are strange. You're not used to them. They're arranged. You can see the tombstones are facing a certain way. Every single one of them, very neatly arranged. At kind of like a angle. And every single one of them is done in that exact manner.
Are
So
there families in this town, or is it just a waste off for the caravan?
It is. There's a mishmash of people. You see a lot of poor folk. Once in a while, you'll see someone with nicer clothing. They seem to be walking to a certain place. Some of them have families. It's literally anybody and everybody. It's just kind of mixing here. It seems like everybody who got rejected at the gates of Samarkand have ended up here, seeking shelter in one form or another.
But I mean, they're not like living here year round. It's that they just happen to be here.
These are
Okay.
temporary houses. There does not seem to be, at first glance, any fairly comfortable house that you would say a person could live here.
well, he makes the
Okay.
save, but he has no idea what's going on.
He doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, because
This.
suggestion does not let him know anything.
Okay, but I want you to describe to me how it looks when you cast a spell,
At the
or
moment,
how
nothing.
you cast a spell. How you cast a spell.
It would have
whether or
been
not
at the end of
same.
it would have been at the end of my words. Whenever I was talking to him, I would have just there would have been maybe a slight light, but again, I cast it subtly so that there's no vocal, somatic, or material. And so yeah, the only thing there would have been a light that nobody would have seen.
This guy looks out the corner of his eye. He's looking very intently, this tiny little strange man, and he sees like a reflection. Just go a light reflection of somebody's torch or campfire go over your mask. Just for a flash. And you see kind of I must be getting allergies. My nose. Ugh. Anyways. If there's nothing else, you may please leave. And leave me to my customers, yes? There's plenty to be done here, I'm a busy man.
So,
If there's... other business, you can of course come back. Well, is always open.
This guy is
How-
wiser than he looks.
I just roll really good.
much water? How much would water enough for my horse and I be?
Mm. You've been traveling for quite a while. You tell me, you're the horse expert. How much water do horses require? A barrel full? A cup.
No. I mean, she'd need like probably 18 liters.
18 liters is a barrel, right?
It's like a
Well,
bucket.
18 liters is
Oh,
like the jug for
Not
a
18
water cooler.
liters.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
No, so she wouldn't need quite that much. She'd need 11 liters.
11 liters. Yeah, you.
That's oddly specific.
Well, no, I'm looking at the jug on my thing.
I trust her judgment. She has experience. Okay, if she says 11, I'll take 11.
Well, because I would have
You
been
would-
carting water with
It would
her.
have been. Yeah, it would be a lot of cups and or bowls of water. The bowl is not that big. I'd say give about 500 ml kind of situation. Maybe one. No, it wouldn't be 1 liter. 500 ml at best, the bowl. But if there's other wells, you can look for bigger options. Because if you spent, you could try to get this guy to fill a barrel with a lot of cups. It's an option.
You are limited. Awesome. I'm gonna ride away and go because I want to see if there's another well. Woo, over here.
Mhm.
Oh, come on. Fuck off.
There you go.
I want to go see if there's another well. Woo.
Uh-huh.
How am I not on my horse?
it does that sometimes.
So,
what does this
as
well
you-
look like?
As you round around the bend, you see this well looks a little cleaner, maybe a little more well kept, but still not by much. I mean, it's a well in Necropolis. It's not much to expect here. They also have a couple of people around here. This one, you see, there are people around here seem to be of a tidier sort of. They look like maybe merchants that have been here for a little bit of time. Their clothing is a little bit richer. You see this one lady who is sitting or leaning next to the fence over here, and she's got this wicked looking sword, and she's polishing it now. She seems to be commanding what looks to be a bigger group than the other guy. There seems to be, if you observe them for a couple of minutes, a larger group of about 6 fellows kind of walking around, making sure people are there. Some of them are just sitting on the ground, digging their daggers into the dirt, bored out of their minds. You see they're handing out bowls to people.
Just
Also
bowls?
They don't
getting
seem to
quiet.
have like buckets or anything.
Mm-mm.
Nicomund will walk up and say, "That guy over there says he has the best water. Is yours better?"
Water is water. If you are thirsty, you will drink. We sell by bowls, 1 for 1 silver piece.
Do you sell water skins?
We can fill your water skin, depending on how big it is with the bowls, obviously.
Do you know anyone that sells water skins?
Water skin, no, the other guy, he sells barrels, if you can afford that sort of thing.
How much
And I'm gonna,
is
I'll turn around and I'll just, I know, even though it's nighttime, I'll just say, "Anyone here sell a water skin?"
And you see, like, these poor people, like, they're all in tents gathered. They kind of pop out, look at you, pop back in. Some of them are holding, like, the cups and the bowls.
How many wells are there?
I think it's
Well,
the
there are
3.
3 in this area.
And there's not one on the other side of this area. There's just the 3. I'm asking them.
You're asking her? No, that
Yeah,
side
yeah.
is just graves. Okay, my friend who walked right in the middle.
Right.
And
I was
stop
trying
right
to
there.
just get around and through it. I wasn't
One?
trying to.
Go for it. You stay right there. So you're asking, she says, the other side is just the gravekeeper's house, and the wall there's more broken. There's no well there. People avoid it. It is unholy. I'm gonna say, as you're Fenric, as you want to like walk through, you walk up to the strange marble building in the center, and as you walk a little bit closer, you see the door is clearly non-existent. It's dark. There's no light inside, but it's very clearly closed off, so you wouldn't be able to walk across, so
Okay.
to speak. Do you want to walk closer or stay at the
Yeah,
entrance?
I'll let everybody else continue their thing. I wasn't trying to like jump in or nothing.
All good.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go around to the one with the barrel because my horse needs some water. So
Of course, it's a barrel. You can
yeah,
choose which way you want to go.
I'm not walking through the graves because
So there's
I'm a
a
little bit
gate.
superstitious.
There's a gate that's blocking off the graveyard.
There's no gate. There,
No,
you
it's
notice
open.
these are open, but there
Okay.
is the central building that has its doors that are just blown out. Well, not really blown out; they're just kind of fallen in. But it looks like this place is avoided. You see there are tents all around. The other places, they take whatever space they can get. The central building, nobody goes near it. You don't see people walking. You don't see people taking advantage of the empty space. There's a big wide berth for that building.
Why does no one go in center graveyard?
Who are you asking?
The lady here running this operation up here. I can't ping.
Mm-hmm.
It won't let me ping.
Long
It won't
press
let
left.
you.
You might not be on the right level. Like you need to be on the
I got it
selection
now.
tool
This
of
lady.
the. Yeah.
Okay. She said, if you're going to keep talking to me, you can call me by my name. It is Farah. Farah Aga. And that is the mausoleum. It is, how to say, bad luck. We do not disturb the mausoleum. People who have gone in there have not come back out. Yeah.
As she says, bad luck. Apparently, me and Fenric step up to the door and just kind of peek in.
Like at that moment, the two
Yeah, at
of
that
you.
moment, we
Yeah.
peek in and we're, what, bad luck?
You
Yeah.
didn't hear that.
At that moment, just bad luck, and then just happens to look over and like those idiots.
I'm not saying you're walking in, but you peek in and you see what is clearly a mausoleum. There is white marble. There's a little bit of sand on the floor that's crept in, but the floor is really nicely decorated again with the motifs, with the glazed tiles and the marble. It has this intricate carvings and the tile work that kind of flow into each other. It's almost disorienting a little bit if you keep staring at it too long. There is a stillness to the room. People avoid this sense of fear, maybe a little bit of reverence. That's what kind of fills you within. The air, however, smells of rot. It is stale. Yeah. Floor is marble, polished. There are these pillars that you see, these green pillars all around, and they are carved with this ancient Kufic Arabic script and very elegantly carved. Somebody painstakingly put a lot of time into this. And I want to say, Fenric, you get this sense something right at the edge of your vision, of perception. There's just something dark, something dead, just lingering.
Just kind of like a vague sense of as I walk in.
The hairs on your
Okay.
neck rise up a little bit. You're like,
Yeah,
not quite sure about this place.
Something's calling me in that this place is special for a reason. Okay, so
What do you want to do?
as I get that tingle, that little sense, I'll just kind of walk around to the nearest pillar and just try to look at everything a little bit closer.
As you walk closer, the footsteps kind of echo throughout the mausoleum a little bit, and Nico, you can hear them
Tiny
from where
little
you're
footsteps.
standing.
Tip, 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 tip.
Just and these pillars are carved with what looks like prayers. There is the word of God mentioned. There is the one name Allah mentioned several times, and they seem almost reverent. They reference a certain person that goes by the title the follower, and you see it references the resting place of the follower. Um, make me a history check, if you would be so
Okay.
kind.
Would a religion check work or history?
Both could work. If you want to change it to religion, go for it.
I have a whopping 3 in both,
Hey, that's
and I
fine.
don't.
With the 12, this is
Uh,
not.
Sorry, real quick.
Yes.
I
No.
realized. Just let me double check one thing that I don't remember if I skipped over or not. If I do cast
Okay.
it.
Here, let me Tamil describe Nico.
Yes. Sorry.
Nico, this is. You're familiar with certain religions. You've had experience. This one is beyond you. It's a new region. You don't frankly quite know where you are. You're somewhere near Tehran. It certainly looks like a resting place. There's religious carvings. People avoid it, give it some sort of respect, some sort of fear.
Is there a coffin or a place where a body would be laid?
None that you can see. No coffin, no altar. It's just empty. And yes, Pendrick.
Sorry. The thing I forgot. I think it's actually a slight change to Tides of Chaos. I think. Before, I believe it used to say if you cast a spell afterwards, you can roll the wild magic table to recharge Tides of Chaos. Now it just says if you cast a spell after you use Tides of Chaos, you do roll on the wild magic search table.
Oh, brother.
I forgot about that little change. So technically earlier, something should have happened.
Could be lingering.
Yeah, but that was my thing. So I need to do a wild magic search, and I forgot that I triggered them that easy.
That's okay. Let me see.
Which is nice, because before it was so rare there was no point.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I have wild magic search table. If it pops up. This is the 2024 one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
No.
right, let's see.
If you want, I can just do a D100 roll and pull it off of
No,
the D&D Beyond.
I got the thing. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
access to it so you can roll. It's gonna be under the table section, so up above rollable tables.
Rollable tables?
I'm gonna give you ownership, so you should be able to see one in there right now.
Okay. Yep. Table. Wild magic search.
Go ahead and roll it.
I am sorry in advance. Roll table formula. Okay, so it just wants me to roll a D100 and then.
Yeah, sure, why not?
45.
45.
Even up to 3 creatures.
Have the invisible condition for 1 minute. The invisibility ends.
Could have been worse.
If his invisibility ends, a creature immediately after makes an attack roll, deals damage, or casts a spell.
So me and
Okay.
up to 3 creatures are randomly invisible for a minute. Seeing as I don't really know anybody, I will randomly become invisible for a minute.
And 3 creatures. As I'll flavor it like when this happens.
Yeah, notice.
Okay, as Nico is trying to make sense of this, what did you roll for your religion? 12. You're trying to remember the history. This presence at the back of your mind is kind of irritating you. Does it say 3 in people you know, like you get to choose the person, or
3 in
any
people I choose.
person?
Yeah.
Okay,
you and up to 3 creatures you choose within 30 feet.
Okay.
And I don't. So I'm not going to specifically choose anybody, but it automatically happens to me.
Gotcha. You approach the third pillar a little closer. There's a couple of writing that you can make out a name almost that says Kutam ibn Abbas. And it talks about this guy who you have a vague remembering like he's linked in some way to the Prophet Muhammad, so this might be his tomb or something. And you're reading the third pillar and you're slowly trying to parse it out. And it says, Kutham wished to be one with the shadows. He wanted to be unseen and find peace in solitude from time to time. And he received it. And that
Thank-
lingering presence at the edge of your mind. Go for it, buddy.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Tony.
Right on time, too. That lingering presence at the edge of your mind. It's almost like a sneeze that you kind of feel coming on, but it's not coming on. It's kind of irritating you. And you try and scratch your head, and the frustration is just building up. Nico, what you see is, on one hand, you see a certain movement in the darkness. A hand reached out that's almost bony and covered in some sort of tattered cloth. Just reach out from the third pillar. You're looking at the same thing, Fenric, as that pressure sort of builds up in your nasal cavities and you sneeze, and all of a sudden, Nico, you see the little strange halfling guy disappears, and from in front of him, a specter appears, clearly see through, ghostly, and very, very strange, just appear from the middle of a pillar. But that's where we're going to stop for today. Yeah, we'll see what happens next time.
Randomly, Nico just sees the halfling become a specter.
And Nico just points in shock and then just starts laughing uproariously.
And the rest of you hear, coming from this central chamber, Nico's very loud, sudden laugh.
Like slapping his knees.
Those of you who are more perceptive, you hear almost like a rattling breath right at the edge of your hearing, also coming from within that general direction, but mostly you hear the laughter. But yes, that is where we'll end our session here for today. I hope that was a lovely little taste for everybody involved.
Real quick, also, thank you for the follow, Germ. Appreciate it.
Thank you for following us. I hope you had a good time.
You know, it's funny. I was going to cast suggestion on that guy too.
Yeah, I'll
Oh
bet.
no.
And my DC is exactly the same as well.
14.
Well, yeah, the highest anybody can have right now is at 18.
I wanted to
Well,
gaslight him.
you
I
tried.
wanted
You
to
tried.
just like suggest and then just have him get out of the area. Just like you
Guys,
don't want to
you
do
didn't even
this.
get to know his name before you started casting spells at the guy. Like, god damn.
Hey,
about to
dude,
dinner for-
I wanted to shoot him.
I mean,
Oh,
you give a smarmy asshole as the first guy. Smarmy asshole's gonna get it.
well, and like making people give him money for water. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I felt slimy as I acted it.
Yeah,
You did a really good job.
I was
Yeah?
sitting there trying to figure out like how would I really feel about this? I don't like it, but there's also nothing I can do here as who I am that would be the right approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're playing an overthinker, my guy.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Well,
what he'd do.
how you guys feeling? Let's just do a little check-in.
Tired.
Good points,
Yeah.
bad points. Yeah,
I don't have
good with
anything
that.
bad.
Yeah, it was fun.
I just thought it was all great so far.
All right.
I just
I'm
have
just
to
happy
remember.
we got into some game.
Yeah, that was a nice bonus.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
leave you
I-
hungry, and this didn't take that long anyways.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just have to remember how my stuff works so I don't just do the random late wild magic surges and stuff because that's actually supposed to be a boom. I did a thing. Oops. So
It's
you know,
in the
just keep
middle
that.
of the night, you turned invisible, Nico's there, and there's a specter coming for your ass. in the middle of a haunted mausoleum, and the others are
I'm gonna miss that
outside.
halfling.
Yep.
Just
He's
sneeze
For
and
the-
disappear.
instant dead.
I just love that I'm trying to, find out a little bit about this area, and I look over and they go in the mausoleum they say is very clearly,
Sacred in
hallowed
some way.
hallowed ground.
Hallowed and feared, and these fuckers are like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, they're like, let me poke my head in there. That seems cool.
I mean,
Yeah, as we walk in, did he say it was unlucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
might have
just
heard
see.
in the
Yeah,
distance.
you just see Fenric over there making a little mark on his belt. Little notch.
It's the one for the unluck.
Nope, it's just one more law broken.
We are going to raid a
Ooh.
channel. Everybody's
We're what now?
raiding a Twitch
Raid
channel.
somebody's channel.
What means we're going
Somebody
to
did that
send
to us early.
everybody
Yeah,
who's
it's where you
watching
take
our
you
stream
and your
is going to
people.
go into their stream, and then
Oh, is
we're
that that Tony thing?
No, Tony's
No,
not
Tony's a
streaming.
person.
Oh, I have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
So
Yeah, no.
a
We'll
raid
just-
is at the end of our stream. We take all of our viewers and we send them to another streamer, and then we all chat in their chat for a little bit and say hi, and maybe
Hang
our
out.
viewers enjoy their content and stick there. That way we help build outreach, just like we got raided earlier by Quest Accepted D&D. We're gonna go raid a potted fern. I'm just gonna send the raid there.
God, I love
Looks
that
like they
name.
are
How
doing
do
We don't have to do anything. Booty does all the work.
I do it.
Oh.
I just send everybody over there, but I'm just giving you guys some information. Looks like this is a 5e homebrew campaign called Tower of Haven. This is episode 8, and it looks like they're PNG tubers, meaning they have avatars that light up when they speak. Just make sure
Oh,
if
cool.
you guys are in our Twitch chat, hang out for a minute, tell them hi, make sure to follow them, and see what their stream's about.
Yeah. Hope we enjoyed our session. That's all we have for today.
Tune in next Sunday, same time, for session 1 and probably some combat, it looks like.
Death
Right
of a
at the start.
halfling.
We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Work.
It'd be
Okay.
hilarious if it didn't work.
Does that force us over too?
It should.
Do you have the stream open?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it should.
Let the powers of D&D and my great rolls today.
Oh
The
my
smarmy
goodness.
asshole who is wiser than he should have been.
Hang on.
I
Hang
just
on.
rolled
It's
really
not
well.
working.
Hang on.
Hey,
Hang on.
technical issues.
Let me
That's
try
what
it from
session
here.
0 is for.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe they have raids disabled or something.
They might.
Remember that was a thing that happened?
Son of gun. I will find us a better one. Quick.
Wait, screw.
Donnie, tell a cool story.
So there was a time when we were streaming and we were supposed to go raid another channel, and then the guy that was running the stream realized he was having difficulty with that, and so we said goodbye to our fans, people that were watching us, and then we all kind of walked in the same direction as them after we told them to leave.
Yeah.
Just had that awkward silence afterwards.
And then we just hang out now. That's all we do.
Funny.
I think this
the
guy
little
is
red-
playing D&D. His name is Captain Troy Handsome. Again, it looks like another PNG tuber group. What were you going to say? Little red?
Oh, the little red head thingy with the 9 beside it. That's how many people are watching?
Yes.
Yep.
That's not bad for a first stream.
No,
Yeah.
not bad at all.
I was nervous. I was like,
All
9
right.
people.
Captain Troy Handsome coming up. Please work.
Please
For
work.
the love of God. Hey, God.
Tony
Creator
says they
dashboard.
use the Twitch manager thing to raid.
Yeah. We're going to try that now.
Hey, it's okay. First session.
Raid channel. Similar or smaller size. Do.
My wild magic
Which
wasn't
men
supposed to
do
go that far.
Okay, this guy's Havoc
broke the
RPG, 5e Dungeon Master behind the screen stuff.
The struggles of Twitch is that there's technology
Unable
involved,
to
and
raid at this time.
Did
Mother
it just not let us?
of goodness.
Trucker.
We
We
got
got
this. Yeah.
this.
Tony, we love your support, and we appreciate it. We got this, booty.
It's
go.
important to me that we do this. All right,
Yeah.
it's
And
time
Oh,
for
it makes
D&D,
sense.
probably time for copious violence. Eros
Ooh,
Valos.
that sounds fun.
shared love.
Apparently, we suck at this.
We're not sharing.
I mean,
other people.
there's no we in this. It's just booty.
You're unable to
Okay.
raid them as well. What the heck? I'm using the
'cause we're-
raid manager. This is painful.
It's because we're streaming.
How
for the
many
first time.
times did it take Tony to get a successful raid?
Okay. Let's
Or-
not
Once.
pit
Once?
them against each other.
Oh, you picked someone very, very small.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm looking at people with like around our number of viewers.
Now, Tony, when you say that you were also very, very small, are you talking like pseudo dwarf at 5'6" small, or are you talking about like halfling at 3.5 feet tall small?
Invisible halflings.
Let's try this one. This guy's name is Bone Diddley.
I hope we get this. This one's funny.
Please.
So do you have
Nope,
to do it from?
it might be an issue with our stream. It is not letting me raid anybody right now.
Maybe it's because it's
Oh.
the first time thing, you know?
It could be. Well, next week we will raid
happens.
somebody.
Maybe
and
they
I will get
didn't
it
think
to
we'd
work.
have any people listening. It's like,
Let's
it's your
tune in
first
next
stream. You
week.
don't know anybody.
Will we rate or will we not? We'll find out.
Yep.
So instead, what I will do is I will pull up some
Put a link.
information real quick.
Whose information are you putting on the internet, Booty?
Well, I was going to look at a schedule. So these guys shouted us out last week. Their name is Quest Accepted D&D. They shouted us out earlier this week when I was watching some D&D Twitch on our group account. They play a variety of games, but their D&D game is looks like Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, so 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll give you a link to their channel here in chat because they were nice enough to stop by our stream tonight and give us a raid.
That was really nice of them, actually.
And make sure you guys check them out. They actually had a pretty cool little game when I was watching. They all did voice acting for their characters. They're a small stream like us, and they were very friendly in chat. So tune in to them. Tell them we sent you. And until we see you next time, bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.